Well, yeah, there we go. I probably should have clicked those buttons a while ago. But, manner, we are live with today's game of Dragons and Dungeons, episode 27 of Conquerors of Nolyn. It has been a hot minute, and a lot of things has happened in between this game, the last game, and gaming in general. People have been doing all kinds of crazy things, and none of that will be talked about before this game. Only game relevant things because that's how we do things over here. In any case, as the players are getting ready, and I am getting ready by closing up the windows before the mosquitoes come in and eat me alive, let's play the intro and then I'll be back and then we'll get to some lovely uh um dungeoning, dragoning, or whatever it is, tabletop game of war. Well. We are returned today with our lovely friends here. Drachdarin playing Drachdarin as always. Spacey Ying playing Falkan, also as always. And Tanky 101 playing Kolarys, also as always. Except when he doesn't. That's no here nor there. This game has been going on for a while and a lot of stuff has happened. Let me see if I can do a good job of recapping all of this nonsense that is D&D. If I am not mistaken, last game there has been a lot of non-action, that kind of stuff has been going on, in which we learned a lot about the people and denizens and happenstances of Madlanach, in which we get to see how things go and work in this high draconic society. This group of adventurers, of dragons, have reached Madlanach, and then they immediately went to Kolarys' home to speak with his family, let them know that he's back, and that everything is alright. But then, right upon getting there, they figure out something quite horrible, which is that Lady Uxian, Snorre Uxian, was there talking to his family and apparently trying to uh, get a good gossip on, you know, Kolarys' family's whereabouts, know-hows, and other such things. After which Kolarys just sneaked out of there, rejoined with his friends at the main entrance, waited for a while for going back, and they waited for that while by going over to Falkan's house, or the Doku's manor, whereupon they met Falkan's father, a very, very stern dragonborn who had no time for nobody's uh, nobody's nonsense, and also met their maid. His name is somewhere in my notes. But she was Josita. She was quite great. She was there. She was a part of it all. It was awesome. And then Falcon had to have a very rough conversation with his father, whereupon he learned that both him and Kolarys had been accused by the other draconic kingdom or region of Talan for invading Druimin and assaulting a draconic lord there, and they wanted some revenge, some retaliation, and the legal way to do that is by exiling Falcon, or not necessarily exiling. English, come on, I can do it. Not necessarily by exiling Falcon and Kolarys, but by handing them over, that so draconic retribution could be exacted upon them over there. Which was one option. The other option was to have Falcon return to the academy to get him an academic immunity to laws and such, as Falcon's father was able to pull in some favors with some other nobles from the city. But also, another last option, which was at some point presented to Kolarys' family, was to run away as exiles. That would obviously bring a little bit of disgrace to their family names, but it is also a solution. Falcon's father asked him to come with a answer by the morrow, whereupon Falcon went back to his room to look around at the other things he had found out or left behind and had no memory of, one of which included Cantus's book. Falcon's cousin, who went off to study necromancy, apparently obsessed with death after his father passed away in the draconic wars of some prior years. After that, they went back to Kolarys' house, I believe, let um, Pentancle over there to, become squires under the Delmerav family. And then all of them reunited as they started to plan what they would do next in regards to what to do about Lady Yuxian. I don't remember why exactly this group was going after Lady Yuxian, but they probably have some very good reason for that. And what to do in regards to everything else. But before they could really get down to some manner of planning, they were interrupted in the middle of the street as they met the one and the only uh, boy whose name is goddamn your broth Esser, a red dragonborn who is something known as a Kraid, a draconic knight, a dragon knight, holy warriors of before who have been infused with the power of dragons. And apparently he's very surprised to meet another raid, Drachdarin, who he had not known of previously. Apparently those are few and far between and all of them know one another. It's kind of like a secret club, everyone knows everyone, and when they see someone new, he was very impressed and surprised by it, and invited Drachdarin to join the boys at the bar so they could meet him and talk and such. And I would very much love to say that that is where we left off, but that is not where we left off. As your bruv was walking away, one of those boys, I don't remember whom exactly, but one of those boys decided to have a little bit of a Grease episode, which, well, ended with a huge 10 feet tall dragonborn uh, stacking it on the ground in the main thoroughfare of the city. And that is where we left off. So, Drachdarin, Falkan, Kolarys, after causing a large dragon man to fall to the ground and not buying the weapon that you were wanting to buy, what do you do next?
Someone wants to go party.
I actually kind of do. I mean, I know we have a thing that we're trying to do, but I don't know how much use I'll be as far as, sneaking into places.
You just like the concept of free alcohol.
Who doesn't?
Fair.
Do you need a lozenge there, big guy?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. There's something stuck in my throat.
You sure?
I'm totally fine.
Okay. Just checking. Maybe we can find mints.
Some menthol. But no, you two are probably more capable of doing the whole, sneaky investigation bit. So maybe I will, meet up with them. It might not actually be a bad thing. It's, I'm kind of very out of place here, and maybe that's a good first step.
If I know self-important nobles like I think I do, there's a chance we can find something.
It's very likely you will find something. I just don't want to muck it up by,
Being big.
Yeah, that. So, and hey, maybe, I don't know, maybe they know something about her. Who knows? So if you two are okay with it, I will see what they know, and you two can find out what Madame Uxion knows.
Hey, maybe your friends have some deals on those nice weapons you saw.
Exactly.
He just wants alcohol and swords.
You're very judgmental today. What's that about?
Maybe I'm projecting because I'm about to commit break and entry.
Well, best of luck to you. Oh, I will take off the bag of holding and give it to Kolarys. You might need this. Just, in case you find things, you can just rapidly cram them in there. Easy way to steal things, probably,
Players is just frozen stiff holding it.
What's wrong? You look freaked out.
You don't remember shoving him in the bag, do you?
It's just a bag, Kolarys, please.
I mean, if it's any consolation, he can't
what's
get out
in there.
unless we pull him out.
I think he's more referring to when he himself was shoved into the bag.
Just this 1,000-yard stare. There's nothing in the bag.
Kolarys,
There's everything in the bag.
Oh God, okay. Just pat him on the cheek. Come on, buddy. You got to do the rogue thing. It's okay. It's
rogue stuff.
It's just a bag. It's just a bag. Now, come on, you two. You go recon now.
Falkan, are you coming with me?
I mean, I guess I got it. It's better than standing around doing nothing. I'm not really the sneaky type, though.
You can literally turn yourself invisible.
Just make wiggly fingers at him.
I think that counts.
Sneaking around is for the, magically inept.
Well, then you can figure out something more interesting to do.
Wait a minute. I'll only let that slide because you're cute.
I'll come along with you, if only to show you exactly what I could do in a stealthy situation. Maybe, help you find a new career in life, maybe change your ways.
Maybe
Maybe read a book.
find something to impress your father so you don't get, separated.
Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about that.
Maybe don't forget about that.
Yeah, probably should forget about that.
This whole thing could, change that relationship. For better or worse.
Hopefully for the better. That being said, if one of those, whatever they're called over there, lays a hand on you, I may be
Mhm.
walking back with a spare arm.
Look, are you really worried that they're going to get the better of me?
There's like 50 of them.
There can't be that many.
Mm,
I'll go find out, and if I get in a brawl, well, you'll probably hear about it. And then you can get all mad and shoot them with magic or whatever.
Alright, sounds about fair.
If you need me, I don't know how you'll find me. Good luck.
Not worried at all.
Okay.
Drag is as smart as at least 10 of those brainless brutes.
That's the first, solid, actual compliment other than you hitting on me this whole time. And I
They
can
count us
read.
both.
I can read, Falkan. Remember that.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Drax just gonna wheel around and go after the other one who had walked down the road.
Sure, you go down the road after your broth. He had mentioned the boys, quote unquote, reuniting at the bar, whichever one it is, later tonight. So it's like about 6. But at this point, you probably it's been long enough that he's run out of view, and you will spend some time looking for the bar, because it's a big city. There's a few.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot.
Sure, all right. So
Ask a couple people.
yeah, if you would please, Drachdarin, go ahead and give me an investigation roll to see how long it takes you to find the correct place, and maybe some other, helpful information. Um,
Eh.
I would also go ahead and say that all of you have one inspiration point, which you can use to roll dice rolls this session.
Alright.
As things goes along, you might get another, depending on how much what happens tonight. In any case, just for kicks, I would like you to go ahead and roll also a regular difficulty DC for me, please. All right.
Wow. All right, D6, really.
Oh, these
Can't roll that good on my sorcerer.
well, it's actually that they explode, so that
Yeah.
6 got rerolled. And anyway, in any case, you do manage to find the bar. It does take you like about an hour, but you do find the bar. It is well, since you're the one looking for the tavern, the main tavern where the parade gather at, what is it called, Drachdarin?
Oh, wow. This guy.
I know, right? What an asshole. I also need to find me a pen with which to write down notes. Yeah, I mean another colored pen, because I can't make notes on black or red. I already am using those colors. But this blue will do.
Let's go very generic. Why not? Call it I don't know, the Wyvern's Way or something like that.
Okay, finds.
And you could have done the Disney reference.
I could have.
Disney reference?
Which tavern would you have picked, though?
In any case, it takes you about like an hour and something, but around 6 in the afternoon, you do meet along with your broth and some other crade at the Wyvern's Way Tavern, one of the I can't say dragon-centric tavern because, this whole universe is dragon-centric. So it's less dragon-centric in the sense of, it's dragons, but more so in the way that it's a tavern that has been made specifically for the charades. It's hard to see regular folk coming by. The only people that come here are nobles themselves, or like high-ranking nobles, and the charade. So it has those big rooms, spacious areas for the big boys to walk around, tall tables, chairs, and such, and also like the lots of assistances with kind of steps on the chairs and such for the nobles to have an easier time reaching up. And from what you gather, it's because, as you have previously learned, most Karade after the war has ended, uh, because of all the training that they have went through to become those holy draconic warriors, they sort of had to cut ties with their family, their friends, and most of that, and they kind of were army-centric dragons with a very large sense of pride and like, I will do right by my home. But after the wars have ended, everyone just kind of went back to their thing. But the charades that were sort of made with this specific purpose in mind had nowhere to go. So a lot of families, noble families, have sort of like adopted, quote unquote, those charade to be champions under their house. In case, they ever need to solve some matter through violence, they have Karade under their toes. But also, Karades are knights per se. They follow the whims of the house, but always trying to do things with that dragon honor you hear so much about. And you learn that all of these Karades, as they mostly serve these noble houses whenever they have some weird, crazy errand that they need to do, like go into the wilds and take care of the stuff. Uh, they are oftenly come to these taverns to make dealings with the nobles whenever they are tired of serving this noble family and go to another and this and that. And that's pretty much it. If they don't go specifically to the noble family's estate, they come here. Because not all noble families' estates are built to accommodate a Karade in their home, like the Delmirevs. Their house, albeit big, does not fit a Karade inside of it that easily or comfortably. So, you get inside and you find a lot of other big boys, and you find 5 of them, your broth that you had already met, the red dragonborn. There's also a green, a black, a copper, and a silver one. All of them immediately look to you, and even though you, Drachdarin, are ridiculously large and huge in size and proportions, even you are a little bit on the petite side compared to these brutes. They are much larger than you. And you imagine that whatever is going on with you, they are further along the ways of that. And
He
they
just adjusts the tunic like, oh, great.
you've pretty much been invited to sit at the big boys table, but you're the little kid. You're the younger
Little
brother.
baby man.
This is a little baby man.
Pretty much.
Baby man.
Of course, Falkan and Kolarys would be absolutely dwarfed by these guys, but you kinda is able to not strain your neck so much when looking at them, but still, they're much bigger than you. In any case, you join on with them and they start having all manner of conversations with you. They are very loud and rambunctious. They just shout, "Ha! Look at him! The one and the only Drachdarin!" Didn't I tell you his little scrawny boy has joined us? Come on, guys, come on, give him a hand. Help him out. And all the other parades that come in to meet you. And you see that not all of them are as boisterous as your broth. Some of the other are more mannered, so to speak. And it kind of ranges from all... It ranges all over the board on how they greet you and what kind of things they say when they are greeting you. But you do learn their names and a little bit more about what they do, but it takes you most of the time to do that. Durprax, it is the green Karade. He currently is not from Madlanach, he's from another town, but he seems to have this sort of job of just going back and forth between towns. He's kind of sort of a traveling knight, a hedge knight, if you will, who just does whatever for whomever needs help. Mostly because not a lot of people need help and not all of them are noble, so he's just kind of doing whatever needs to be done for those people who cannot afford his services. And, just traveling around. He seems very nice, and I would like you to go ahead and roll an insight check.
Hey, I'll take it.
There you go. Durprax, the green Karade, he looks very nice. Awfully nice. A little bit too nice, you think. You get the sense that as he travels around, he probably does more than just help people, but also learn about people for whatever nefarious purposes you might imagine that he could use all that knowledge for. Or, benign. You don't know exactly what he does, but you get the sense that he's probably some manner of, spy or gossip or something. Then you meet Paprax and Cell. He's a black dragonborn Karade. He seems to work with the Academy. So while the Academy is under the Oxium family cares, he is not under the Oxium family name like learn that Urbroth is. He's under the Academy, which kind of gets you a tiny bit of a headache trying to figure out all the heraldry and the allegiances between the houses and who serves whom and for how long and to what extent. It's sort of a nightmare, but you try your best to learn all of this weird noble nonsense that is going on here. You also learn of... Hold on. The hell happened to my notes? All out of whack.
Uh-oh.
Oh, notes. Love to do. Well, in any case, you meet also the Copper Dragonborn Karade, Vordar Elrel, who seems to work for a noble family whose name you remember kinda grimly, and you do your best, I imagine, not to let it show to them to know.
Great face, real polite.
Pretty much. The hell's the name of that boy? I cannot find it in my notes, but he pretty much serves the Vargrid's family. You know, the Revenant Dragonborn you found all the way back. Yeah, that is in the bag.
That one, yeah.
That you found all the way back in Tide. He has some wild last name, but I can't find it. The Neil Don't Dude.
Oh, yes.
Wait. Ah, there you go. I found my notes now. A little bit too late, as it happens. Damn this paper.
Ah, paper. My greatest enemy.
Right? And lastly, you also meet Fair Warren Arostorod, who's a silver dragonborn. Who is actually from Bane and Dragon, the capital of Tirn and Dragain. He seems to be here as some manner of like superior to all of these other dragonborns. He's the one who gets to learn directly what is happening, what everyone has been up to, and you get the sense that he would not be here unless, if not for your presence. And he seems very interested in everything you have to say about who you are, where you are from, and pretty much just try and figure out who are you, because I did not know of you thus far. And he leans in on the table very far, and or rather very close to you, and tries to really read your expression before trying to, get a little bit more out of you. So, Drachdarin said,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any family by the name of Malakas.
Well, we're from quite far away.
You said that, but still, I was absolutely sure that the ritual for the charades was had never left our lands, and yet here you are. Besides,
Well,
you seem far too young to have seen the war, even.
Mike. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I've seen a few wars, honestly.
Oh, I don't know, but seems awfully suspicious. I would like, if
No.
possible, for you to hang around for a little while. Maybe if you have the time later on today, tomorrow, sometime. But within the very close future before I have to return to Bane and Dragon, and you could meet up with me and Retelier to discuss a little bit more about your origin, ritual you have undergone, or seems to still be going through.
Yeah, kind of been dealing with the effects for a while now. It's been a little exciting, shall we say.
Well, I'll try and help you whichever way I can as you stay here in Madlanach. But don't feel too concerned about the others. They are very loud and they forget themselves at times, but our job has and always will be to protect this lands and its people.
Oh, I'm very used to dealing with loudmouths, don't get me wrong. I've worked with them quite a while. So I'm used to the type of company. You don't need to worry about my motives or anything. I'm just here to do good. It's what I've always done.
It's less your motives that I worry about and more your origins. Because I'm good at reading people, and you would not be sitting here if I didn't have at least an inkling of a good sense about you. But I don't know who it is that performed this ritual upon you, which dragon you have drawn strength from, and where exactly are those people? And I worry. You being from far away, there might be foreign nations trying to use our rituals against us.
Well, it's
Not, not,
definitely not that.
not that they have not tried in the past, mind you, but whenever
And has it
they,
worked in the past?
of course not, those who try to steal from us learn very quickly that they lack the inner will to withstand the effects of this ritual and strength of mind and character to not let it corrupt you. Besides, those few who succeed and wish to do harm upon us find themselves stumped within minutes, not 2 days. However,
Hmm.
I would hate to learn that I have previously in the past stumped any relatives of yours, or will meet up with friends of yours in the future and stump them. I don't know exactly where.
We can have a much more in-depth conversation about it, probably. Uh,
I would very
yeah.
much hope so, Drachdarin. Well, in any case, I probably am either boring or worrying you a little bit too much, and I would not like to treat a guest and a possible future friend in such a way. Drink, enjoy yourself. Let's have a good night tonight and do our best to the good and forge a new bond.
I think that's the best idea I've heard in a while. I
And
definitely need it.
all the other Dragonborn around the table, you notice that even though they had kind of been hushedly speaking to one another, they seem to drop whatever subject they're talking about and pay attention to your conversation. And you sense that all of them dearly respect this firewall room guy. Um, he seems like a senior of the group. Not only that, but also much older than everyone else. And not surprisingly, his whole expression and his whole demeanor is very hard to read. But for now, he doesn't seem to have any ill wills towards you. For now, at least. So you're sharing on your cups with them, keep on drinking for a while, and as you do, Falkan and Kolarys, the both of you are walking up and or down the street. What are your plans and what are you doing?
You do have invisibility, right?
Yes, of course.
Good.
I actually have a whole myriad of stealthy magic. Honestly, if you can just get me in there, we'll be good.
That shouldn't be too much of a problem. So are we anywhere near her building? Because that's where we were heading.
You're going towards Oxian's manor?
Yes.
Alright, fair enough. As you start to go towards over there, it does not take too long before you see a group of female dragonborn that are walking together. They seem like noble women, very upper class, talking, and trove of kobolds behind them, just like carrying bags and other such things. And you see that they look around and seem to notice you, just out of the corner of their eyes, but they seem to stop. And this female dragonborn, black dragonborn, she looks over at a couple of you and she seems to absolutely stop in the middle of whatever she was saying and starts going towards you. Oops, I kicked my bucket. She goes a little bit closer.
I'll kick the bucket.
I will try not to in the future. She goes a little bit closer towards the two of you and kind of tilts her head as she looks at you, Falkan. Falkan?
Hello.
Falkan?
Why recognize her?
You do, Kolarys, you absolutely do. Just as you do recognize her, she walks up to you, Falkan. You're a little bit taller than her, by about like a feet, but she walks up to you and just gives you a very big, tight hug. Kolarys, my boy, where have you been? And then she
Hello.
lets go of you a little bit, kind of grips you by your shoulders, looks up and down at you, and starts just kind of grabbing you by the chin, turning your head around a little bit. Oh no, you're all injured. What have happened to you, my boy?
The usual. Torture. Burning. Cutting. All the nice stuff.
And you, Falkan. What happened to you?
I may have went on a trip and got hit on the head a few times. I'm just getting my mind back into places and all that.
Oh, my boy.
Who is this?
She goes up to you, Falkan, gives you a very, very tight hug, and then kind of steps away and just slaps you in the face. You have me worried for so long. You vanish for 2 months and then you come back and never tell me that you're here. Where have you been?
Emphasis on getting hit on the head. I'm trying to figure that out.
What do you mean getting hit on the head? What is it that you're trying to figure out? Tell your mama, and I'll help you.
Oh, I'm trying to remember everything.
What do you mean everything? What have you forgotten?
Almost everything. It's coming back in spades, though.
You don't remember your own mother?
Immediately, without hesitation, headbutts Kolarys. Without hesitation.
She was just looking at you a little bit confused and a little bit worried, but as soon as Kolarys says that, and then she looks at you, Falkan, and you see, even though her expression never really changes, you can see and feel a pang of pain in her eyes as she hears those words. You've forgotten about us, Falkan.
It's coming back, like I said, in spades. Honestly, the more time I spend here, the more I'm starting to remember.
Do you at least remember your family, don't you?
Oh yeah, I remember Raval, Zaros, Malrav, all of them. Like I said, it's coming back. That being said, do you know where Cantus has gone in recent month?
Cantus, your cousin, he's vanished. Months ago, he vanished. Around the same time that you did. Why is it, Falkan?
Not really sure yet, but just want to make sure he's not in trouble.
Your cousin's a big boy. He can take care of himself. You should be back here, home with your family and your brothers and sisters. Have you been home?
I stopped by home, checked in on Dad. I gotta be honest, though, I've still got a few things to do before I can really relax at home.
I'd imagine. Your father can be a little rough around the edges with you and your fratelli, but don't don't forget that he loves you deeply. I know that you have forgotten a lot, or so you say, but be easy on him. And on yourself. Go back home. Let's have a rest.
I'd like to. I'll show up a little bit later in the night. I still got a few things I gotta do tonight.
Well, you're also a big boy, and I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. And I see that you're, well, at least you're back home and hang out with friends. She kind of smiles at you, Kolarys. It's good to see that you're back and that you're alright. And I hope that whatever has happened to you, not too big and that it goes away with time.
I'll be sure to tell you all in full later, but I can absolutely confirm that I am alive and nothing bad has happened to me.
Ah, that is good. Well, I have to go back home then. And I was also in the middle of some errands, but since you're out and about, I don't suppose I have any plans for later tonight?
I suppose when I'm done with what I'm doing, I don't.
Ah, molto buono. And please, could you go over to the tailor and pick up some parcels that I had him make for me? Could you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Ah, such a good boy you are. And also, you've been home, but you've seen your Lord Father, but have you seen your brothers and sisters yet?
Not yet.
Oh, then do stop on the academy on your way. Say hi to them. They've been worried about you. All of us have been very worried about you.
If I get the chance, I'd love to tonight. Definitely. I'll stop by.
Please do. Well, I'll be off. Have a very good evening to both of you boys, and please don't get into more trouble, okay?
Hey, no promises.
Kolarys just has a finger behind his back. I'll definitely take care of him. He'll lose the nose on his face if he freaking headbutt. He'll lose the nose on his face if it weren't for me.
I'll do take care of each other then, and oh, I'll be off. Have a good one. And she kind of grabs both of your heads one at a time, and gives you a kiss on each cheek. Mwah, mwah. Ciao, my darling, and ciao, Kolarys. Have a good one. See you later. And she walks off to her friends and the trove of kobolds, and she just, you see that she's kind of excited, and she starts talking to them back, kind of like a very animated voice. And she looks back and she has a very big smile on her face. She just, the three of them just stay there, kind of waving goodbye to you.
Why don't you take after her more?
You know, if I don't get this document, I'm completely fucked, and so are you, right?
Yes.
Right, so let's not focus on my bad attitude, and instead focus on getting whatever the hell's inside that building.
Indeed. I continue walking, rubbing my nose.
If you do it again, I'll use the back of the horns. I gotta do a specific angle for it, too. I got the curvy ones.
We're talking about your body. Never mind.
What?
Are we still talking about your head? We're talking
Yes.
about your head.
I'm talking about sending you into the next plane of existence.
Ooh, if that could get me inside, that'd be useful.
Yes, yes, it's a tiny little bag.
I'm very glad I have it right now.
You should be.
So, the two of you then keep on walking. You never had any reason to go to Uxin's house. Uh, so you're not entirely sure where it is, and I would like either or both of you to make an investigation check for me, please. Wow, Falcon was already on the draw with that one.
Did it? I always have the character sheet up.
Good. Also, if you could, please, Falcon, roll me a regular difficulty ability check DC. Alright. You do learn the way towards Lady Yuxin's house, the Oxia Manor. And also, you do learn that she's still out and about. She has not yet returned home. Although, get the sense that a lot of people have been have noticed that you have been asking for her.
What's his mom's name, by the way?
Falcon's mother?
Yes.
You should ask. You should ask Falcon. Too bad he doesn't remember us, but you do.
Hey, what's her name?
Let me just find it here.
Who are
real
you again?
quick. Falcon's mother, his name, is Zimzim. Wait, hold on. Zizmisi. Let me type it out.
Thank you.
Zizmisi is her name. Zizmisi Doku.
Wow.
I hate the letter X.
Sorry. Those random name generators have been added again.
That's fair. I respect your decision.
Just call her Missy.
So, yes, you do learn where the Oxian Manor is. You learn that Lady Uxian is still out and about in the city, and she has not been back home yet. And to be fair, it's still like 5 something in the afternoon. Drachdarin is on the other side, still looking for the Wyvern's Way Tavern. So yeah, you have plenty of time still to do things, and you imagine that she won't get back home until nightfall. So you do find the manor. You're seeing it in the distance from like a block away. What do you want to do? Or do you want me to describe how the manor looks, so you have a little better, better idea?
Describe it.
Definitely.
Okay, so the Oxium Manor sits on a hill, and it's very appropriate location because it kind of oversees a portion of the town and the academy a little bit further, not too far away, several blocks and like some 10 blocks, and the house is built sort of on this hill. You have to kind of go around to a curved road that goes up. And there's some houses to one side, but to the other side is just the incline of the hill. And at the very top sits the Oxian Manor. The house does the front of the house faces away from you. The back of the house faces towards you on top of the hill. And you can see that it's a 2 stories house. One of the stories is kind of built in sort of a weird way into the hill itself, kind of like a basement. And the top floor, the ground floor, so to speak, has a balcony on the back that oversees the city and and the academy and such. And from the balcony, there seems to be a set of stairs on both sides that kind of walks out of the balcony and back into the manor, but on the lower floor. And on the bottom floor, there's also kind of a room with glass walls. But you can see inside of it, as you imagine, there's some manner of magic protecting the interior of the house from being able to see to be able to be seen from the outside. But that room that has a wall made of glass is the only room on the bottom floor that can be seen from outside. The rest of the bottom floor, the basement floor, is inside the hill, quote unquote, so to speak. And that's pretty much the Oaksium Manor. You cannot see the front of the house because it's facing away from you, atop the hill.
Do you want to go in from the top or do you want to go in from the bottom?
I'll let you decide. Again, gotta be honest, not the rogue here.
Where were the magic protections? Were they on the bottom?
What magic protections?
Or what you said something about?
Yeah, the bottom room has a wall of glass panes
Oh,
that you imagine allows people on the inside to see outside, but not people on the outside to see inside. You imagine there's
that kind of glass.
there's either some manner of magical protection or just some hacking engineering going on there. Not entirely sure.
Well, we're
Okay.
staying away from that side of the building.
Let me just cast Detect Magic so I can, Oh, wait. Actually, how close do I gotta be? Actually, we gotta be relatively close for Detect Magic anyways.
Yeah, I believe
You
the
know, we'll
range is
just do-
30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet in a radius, so we'll just wait for Kolarys to decide, and then I'll use it when we get close.
Sure, take your pick.
Coin flip, here we go.
You're relying on a coin flip?
You?
We have dice, you know.
Yes, but I have a poker chip from BLFC.
I mean, if you have dice, and you're going for a 50-50 split, wouldn't it just be better to use a coin?
Anyways, we're going into the bottom.
All right,
I'm
so you're
two-sided.
reaching the house from the back, right?
Yes.
The bottom in the back. All right. Immediately you see a bit of a hindrance with that plan, which is it is the side of the house that can be clearly seen from most places in the city. So you would need to be very stealthy not to be seen by all of Madlanach, or at least the neighborhood, that specific neighborhood in Madlanach. On the other
How
hand,
can you turn invisible?
oh yeah, you can turn invisible. So there you go. That's a good thing to keep in mind.
So you'd rather go from the visible side?
That's why we're using invisible.
Right. Okay. So, are you casting it on us? Am I casting it on myself?
I don't have it.
What?
I don't know invisibility. I just stealth around.
You don't know invisibility.
Nope.
You see, like, kind of like an eye roll as he opens up his book and starts casting it.
Sure, it does not take you long to do it, and it's starting to get dark. The city is everyone's somewhere doing something. You can quickly and easily find a quiet place to cast the spell without being seen. And are you casting it on yourself and Kolarys, I imagine?
Yep, so I'm going to use a 3rd level spell slot to do so.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, invisibility is 2nd level. That is right. Okay, so you cast it upon yourself and upon Kolarys. I believe the duration is concentration for 1 hour.
Yep.
All right, you have 1 hour to do your stealthing.
More than...
Please keep in mind that you are concentrating on this spell in case anything
Yep.
happens.
Oh, yeah, if I cast a spell or anything, then it will cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on me anyways, but
Yeah, if you cast another concentration spell, that will get cancelled. If you get hit or rather suffer damage of any kind, you have to make a concentration check.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, let's approach.
All right, good. So the two of you are quite invisible at this point, and you can either go and climb the hill or just walk up the road and, v- jump the walls and venture from around the place. Which way are you going?
Let's not do the climbing and just climb the hill.
Okay. As you climb up the hill, jumped up the gates to go inside, I will ask you both of you to make an athletics check. The DC is much lower, but it does consumes more time to go around this kind of trickier path.
Oh, that was weird.
I'll consider the first one. Ooh, nice to see your strength modifier is a big fat +0.
Oh yeah.
Kolarys is a
Mine's
big
a
fat
-1.
-1. Thankfully, both of you make it. You quickly go up the hill. It is a hill after all, so it does take you some time to climb all of it. Jump over the gates on the front. You can see that on the front of the house, it's like just a solid front. You can see that there are several windows, which probably divides the front of the house with several rooms. There's also windows on the sides, but the front is a very flat wall, very large as well. There's no rooms kind of bulging out or inwards, and there's just a big, large door, and there's like a 5 yards distance between the front door and the gates itself to the yard of the manor. And as you try to jump the gates, you realize that unlike the Dakul's manor, this gate is not protected by any sort of weird magic, which feels odd a little bit, but don't think much of it. Let me just make sure. You jump the gates, you kind of go around the house where the ground's a little bit more stable and a little bit flatter, so you don't need to go climbing up the hill. You kind of make your way around the house, and then as you get very around the house, to the corner where you would be turning to see the back side of the house, you notice that that's where the hill kind of begins to get a bit more step, and portions of the house have support beams instead of just being built into the ground itself. And at that point, things get a little bit tricksy, but thankfully you all rolled well, so you manage to just claw your way around, kind of grabbing to whatever you can on the outside of the house to make your way to the side, and jump onto the stairs in the balcony, because it's easier to just jump into the stairs than the balcony itself. So there you are, on the stairs to one of the sides on the back of the house. If you go up the stairs, there's the balcony. If you go down the stairs, they kind of do a little curve at the very bottom, where there's a door that leads into the room with the glass panes that you can see through, and the door is closed as it happens. Oh,
Do you want to do your magic on the door, or do you just want me to go touch it?
If I cast a spell, it breaks invisibility.
I'll go inspect the door.
all right. If as soon as you try the handle on the door, you can quickly and easily tell that it is locked.
And this is where my expertise comes in.
Indeed,
I want to pick
is.
it.
Sure. Go ahead and make me a thieves tool check. Nice.
Like I said, this is basically all you for a while.
It does not take you long at all to unlock the door, and you get it open pretty dang fast. And all this work altogether thus far has taken you about 20 minutes. You still have some 40 minutes left over in the duration of the spell.
All right. Most important offices are upstairs, so we should head that way.
All right.
So you open up the door and get inside?
Yeah.
Alright. As soon as you get inside, you are met with a very long corridor. There's doors to your left, big double doors, and to your right there's a there's a single door close to you, and further down the corridor there's another door. Right.
And no stairs in sight.
None that you can see in this corridor.
Is there a corner at the is there any corner at the end of the corridor?
No.
Dang it. Well, I'll check the nearest door.
Okay, the
If
nearest
they're equal, pick the left.
Okay, the left one being the big one, double set of double doors. As you get to that door and you try the handle, you see that it is unlocked. And if you push it open very slightly, you see that it leads into a very large room. It seems to be a library. Very big library.
Hey, Falcon. How quickly do you think you could sift through some of these titles?
What? Inspecting books?
Of course.
Easy. I mean, I am a scholar. I do spend all my day in a library. That's kind of my thing.
You want to inspect these books, see if you can't find anything. I'll go look for some offices.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright, so I'll leave the library.
Okay. That's for nerds. And you are an edgelord, so where are you going? You see that in the library there's another set of double doors on the opposite side. You imagine that it would lead to another corridor if you follow the layout of the house, and imagine that it would be very similar to what you have seen thus far. On the library itself, though, you do see that there is a set of stairs that kind of leads upwards on both sides. Kind of feels a little bit odd, but there they are. There's also a well, never mind. There's nothing else in the library. There's just a bunch of shelves with a bunch of books and some tables and such.
It looks like there's only so there's stairs. Is it to a second floor or is it to a second floor balcony?
No, it leads upstairs. You imagine to the main
Okay.
floor.
Then I'm
Right.
going up those stairs.
Okay, alright. You go up those stairs to the top floor. It leads you to a very large illuminated room. On the very far end, there's a wall that leads back into the balcony. It's on the ground floor, the top floor. It leads back into the balcony, and it's also glass pane walls all over the place. This room is awfully well illuminated, and as you look around, this seems to be some manner of ballroom. And the stairs, they kind of lead up to a tiny, tiny corridor that exits right into it.
Ballroom's not what I'm looking for.
From the ballroom, you can see that there's a set of double doors leading to the opposite direction of the balcony, and there's doors to the left and to the right of the ballroom.
I'm gonna go try the doors.
Okay.
Left or right? Well, let's try left.
Okay. You open the door to the left, it leads into a corridor. You can see on the very end of the corridor that it looks very similar to the corridor that you were downstairs. On the downstairs, the end of the corridor led to the staircase. The end of this corridor to the balcony side leads nowhere. To the other side, it leads to there's a corridor where the corridor just turns. But that corner there's a passageway with a curtain. It's kind of semi-open, and imagine that this curtain is just to divide places, and you can see that in this corridor that you are, there are a set of 4 doors. All of those doors, they have a little bit of a sign that pretty much just says washroom in Draconic.
Definitely not that way. I'm trying to like map this all out in my head.
Mm-hmm. Going the opposite way from the balcony, that's where the corridor makes a corner.
Yeah, I want to go inspect around the corner.
All right. As you go over there, you see that there's more doors all over the place. Going a little bit further, you see that things start to get a little bit more fancy and less visited. So the illumination on this corridor is a little bit lacking. There's only one window at the very top of the wall at the very end that kind of shines a little bit of light into this room. There seems to be a door to the left and to the right at the very end of the corridor. And going a little bit further, you see that this corridor also splits into two other corridors, one that goes behind the washrooms and one that goes to the other side.
I want to go see if there's anything telling about those doors, if they're labeled or if they have like fancy ornamentation.
Sure, you go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, Falkan, what kind of book would you be looking for specifically?
I suppose any that would stand out as being referential for somebody performing shady behavior.
Ah, make me an investigation check. Say that another 10 minutes go by as you look up and Kolarys just sneaks about on the upper floor. You do find a lot of books on a lot of subjects. None of them seems particularly useful in the regards of uh, shady business doing, and or anything else really for that matter. Uh, you do see, however, there's a set of books on the table. One of them, not necessarily on the table, but like books that have been checked up very recently. And you can quickly tell, being the scholar that you are, that these books they are sort of out of place in just the right way that signifies that they have been put here in between when the kobold servants come and organize the books, make them flat on the shelves again. And these books that have last been taken out, one of them is about the noble families of Madlanach and their stories. So it's pretty much about your family, the Elmerefs, the Ampols, the Neodontudes, and the Earteeth family. Also, Lady Uxin's family. It pretty much just tells their story, their contributions in the war, how some of them came to be other noble houses that have ceased to be during the wars or the time before or after. And it doesn't tell you much, but apparently someone was looking at the noble families of this place recently. And also, there's another book that has been recently checked into, and that has to do with a little bit of necromancy.
You said recently checked into, so is there maybe a name or a listing by any chance, or is it like a personal library kind of deal?
Yeah, it's a personal library kind of deal. By checked in, I mean a book that was pulled out of the shelves and then put back in, but you can tell that that's one people have been reading.
Okay.
So yeah, a book on the noble houses of Madlanach and a book on uh, necromantic studies and such. Just overall necromantic everything and anything.
Okay.
And unfortunately, due to your very low investigation roll, you don't find much else. Unless you want to try and take stabs or guesses at specific things to see if you can figure out other things.
Maybe any links to any locations to perform necromancy?
Okay, so you're looking into the necromancy book, right?
Yes, maybe recent areas, seeing as that whole deal with my cousin.
Okay, you do open up the book and you go through several of its pages. The pages that seem more kind of puffed out, as in the pages that this book has been opened into most recently, are all to do with the Shadowfell. People that have been to the Shadowfell research and discoveries that have been made about the Shadowfell, just overall Shadowfellness. And other than that, there's also notions of relics that have made their way over here from the Shadowfell, relics from here that would allow you to go into the Shadowfell. Um, this book being like part of the personal library, there's a lot of annotations going on here, and there's a lot of annotations on a specific relic, something called the Staff of Necromancy.
Oh, there are annotations in the book.
Yeah.
Then I'm taking the book.
Okay. You pick it up, hold it in within yourself or your bag or whatever it is that you're carrying container.
Yeah, that thing that exists on D&D characters that no one ever draws.
Oh, you have one of those. There you are. So you take up on that book, but after looking through it to do a little bit of looking over the pages just to see if there's anything of mention of or noteworthy that would make this book worthy of stealing, so to speak. While you're doing that, Kolarys, as you look over the two doors there at the end of the corridor, one of them seems to have a heavy aroma of perfume coming out of it, and also just like the smell of soap.
Surprised I can still smell after that headbutt.
I don't know that it was that bad of a headbutt that you just can't smell things anymore. But
Yeah,
sure.
you're acting like I caved in your head.
I want to check the door for traps.
Mm-hmm. Both doors, well, one of the doors seems to be that. The other door is a little bit of a classier door. There's a big mounted frame around, and it's sort of the kind of door that you would like to be very proper to show to your friends and visitors. That's the kind of door that this other one is. So, as you check both doors for traps, I would like you to go ahead and make an investigation check.
There it is.
All right. It's a delicious, lovely 16, which tells you that it tells you. Just a moment.
I hear a puppy.
Sorry, had to do a little run. Anyways, you see
Good.
that the door on the left has absolutely nothing in the way of trap. Um, investigating a little bit, you can even see traces of linen kind of stuck in the around the door, like where there are splinters of wood just kind of poking out. There's little bit of linen kind of stuck there. On the other door, however, it seems way too pristine. If there is any trap hidden there, you would not be able to see it. It's too well uh, polished, kept, and it just fits the frame and everything just the right way to make any possible traps concealed there incredibly hard to see.
See if the perfume door is locked.
It is not.
I want to go inside.
As you open it up, Kolarys, you see that this door seems to lead into a closet. It's a room full of garments that are just hanging around and about on the whatever that's called in English. In places where the clothes are hanging from or at, there's a bunch of clothes there, and all of them seem to be. You have seen Lady Yuxin. They seem to be for a female adult. They seem like they would fit her and would are classy enough to befit her status. Imagine that this is Lady Yuxin's closet.
Fantastic, I found a coat closet. I'm just gonna see if there's anything in any of the pockets or anything. If there are even pockets.
There is a door at the back end of this closet that is kind of hidden behind the clothes.
That was the second thing I was gonna check.
But
Is there a hidden door?
Not only is this door kind of hidden behind clothing, it looks kind of shoddy and just not super like classy or anything. As you look around the clothes pockets to see if there's anything, other than some spare change that seemingly has been forgotten there isn't much. You can write down that you found about some 350 silver crowns, sorry.
We'll just leave those.
Sure.
I do want to see what that door in the back is about.
Alright. As you go to open that door, I would like you to go ahead and make a stealth check.
Lovely. Wow.
Ooh. Fun. Make me a regular difficulty ability check DC, please. What kind of nonsense happens here? Oh, lucky you.
Oh, lovely.
You make the DC, which means that you open up this door just in time to catch yourself as you notice that this seems to be a manner of servant's quarter, and there are some kobolds who are asleep or just kind of talking to one another in very hushed tones, as servants are practiced to do, and they have not noticed you at all. But you notice that this way just leads into some servant room of sort.
I close it first.
Hmm?
Figures. I'm gonna go check the other door.
The one across from the closet.
Yeah.
Alright. You go back to the corridor then and get ready to check that door. Meanwhile, Falkan, you have pocketed a book. Are you doing anything else?
I'm
I-
laughing at my low stealth rolls.
just thinking like, well, I mean, I guess I could continue to look through books.
It is a thing you could do, if that is what you wish to do.
I mean, Kolarys hasn't really left the general vicinity yet. He's just kind of wandering around. So I guess until Kolarys decides, finds out where to go, I'll keep reading books.
Are you just gonna keep on checking up the books in here?
I guess look for more information.
All right. Fun. Sure. Make another investigation check then. This time with advantage since you're spending so much time in the library.
What button is it to do advantage again?
Hold down shift. I believe that's how it goes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Oh boy, 28. That's a lot of investigation. Let me think here on what happens. As you look around, there isn't much else to find per se, but you start to get a little bit of a good sense into the you start to be able to link a little bit of those two books that you have found and um like all the annotations in the book, they're kind of short-handed, so shorthand annotations. So a lot of those things is kind of hard to read unless you're quite knowledgeable in shorthand. And you, as a scholar who reads a lot of annotated books, and also have to sift through shorthand copybooks and all that kind of crazy deal that you do get a little bit of insight into how all of those annotations are connected to one another. Pretty much what you gather is that Lady Euxian, or someone who has been handling these books, has been looking into the past of the noble families around, and also you do find clippings of the local news kind of strewn about that also that links those past events to current events that have happened, and you get the sense that whoever is looking into those books is also looking into the past of those families to try and find any dirt that they can, such as the Nialdontudes family, very big, very influential family of Madlanach, has currently or recently had this whole nasty affair where the one of the nobles of that family has had an affair, not necessarily an affair, but has decided to marry some lowborn, dragonborn woman and just ran off from Madlanach, left all of that behind, and decided to live their life as a pauper instead of a of a noble of their standing. And this also correlates to how the Neodontudes have been one of the biggest and most influential families in Madlanach, and how this specific happenstance has been really disgraceful for this family. How uh, the Dakus had taken in Cantus to care for as their own, and how Cantus has decided to go off into some shady paths and start to get get tangled up in necromancy, and decided to take those all that studies and such kind of way further than anyone should have been. Uh, it kind of paints Cantus as being kind of like a uh, what's his name again? Tom Riddle before the fall, if you know what I mean.
Tom Riddle.
Yeah, the
Harry Potter.
from Harry Potter.
Oh. Sorry,
Okay,
haven't read it. Sorry.
it pretty much just says like, oh, he was a nice boy, just interested in kind of shady things, but he was well behaved. He was a good boy, good student. Everyone liked him to a degree, and so
Oh.
nobody kind of barred anything from him. And eventually, he kind of just kept delving deeper and deeper into necromancy stuff until people were like, this is bad." But at that point, he kind of sort of had vanished, and nobody ever heard from him ever again.
Well,
Last
all right then.
last they know, he may have gone uh to the Shadowfell, and which is why there's a book on the Shadowfell from like who goes into the Shadowfell, how can people go into the Shadowfell, people that are known to have gone to the Shadowfell. There are no mentions of Cantus in this book, as in the big knowledge of the Shadowfell. Nobody knows that he has gone there because the book is several years older than this whole thing. But there are research into ways to go to the Shadowfell, such as having artifacts, which could help one go over there. As for the Delmirev's family, there seems to be just some talk about how this family of miners have risen to power after several other mercantile families have fallen and had lost most of their wealth during the wars, and the how supplying steel for weapons and such has really helped the Delmirevs raise themselves above and beyond and earn a place in the Madlanachian royalty. But this family having come from humble beginnings and such, there's a lot of talk and just gossip that since they're so close to their workers who are all like down on their luck miners, dragonborn, kobolds and such, that this family, even though being nobles, they have their foot in the mud, so to speak, as in they're like low class people playing as nobles, and everyone worries that they might have like uh they might do stuff that is becoming of the low caste of society. In other words, they they don't ever say this out loud or they don't write these words, but it's heavily implied that the Delmirevs could be the kind of people to do shady things like murdering or beating up people, stealing, and that kind of stuff. Never, it's never written down, but heavily implied.
Okay. I will take all of this incriminating evidence because I think this will be useful in pushing any sort of idea onto her if the situation arises.
Sure. All of this book is just pretty much research. None of it really kind of points as to the Uxians having done any kind of bad stuff. It's just that someone has been deeply looking into all kind of bad dealings that noble families might have been doing.
Amarev is my family.
Sorry, what? Did I say Delmarevs?
You said Amarev several. I think just as like the book being about various families, you said Amarevs.
Oh yeah. It speaks about the stories of several families and their newspapers clippings from other families, how they have been in the news, so to speak.
Mm.
It's all incriminating evidence against all families except for the Uxians.
Right.
What about all the clipped out things of recent events, especially everything involving the necromancy and even the family-related things at the Shadowfell?
It paints House the Cool as harboring a possible necromancer criminal, but it's evidence against your family, if anything.
Hmm. I'll still take it.
Sure, you take it nonetheless. And aside from that, you get the sense that people have been looking to ways into finding things that could be incriminating enough to take down other families, or how to push some families along certain lines to get them even more far gone, like putting little breadcrumbs in their ways to make them drive themselves into shame.
I could always use this to play a political hand, maybe talk to the bureaucracies that involve the library guilds or anything like that, because it would be a shame if the town were to lose some sort of income because of somebody we're nosing around. If I wanted to play a little evil, I could even use this in my advantage to maybe have some higher authority come after the Uxians.
Maybe. Also, as you are reading these, checking all of this up, you do see that there's mentions about the staff of necromancy. From the way that it's kind of researched and the clues that you gather from news clippings and other such things, you are 90% sure that Lady Uxian possesses this staff, and you also learn a little bit about what it does.
That's evidence. Okay, yeah, take that.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
It's not necessarily like hard evidence. It's just a lot of implications from things.
I mean, she owns a staff of necromancy.
You are 90% sure of that, just from, making logic leaps here and there from things that you have checked in the book and the news clippings. Regardless, you learn that there is such a relic, or a magical item, called the Staff of Necromancy, that requires attunement by a spellcaster, an arcane spellcaster that is, and is a staff, can hold up charges, and the charges can be used to cast spells. Several of which are bad, some of which are good. Or
We
could
should keep an eye out for that.
could be bad if they're used in weird ways. Mostly bad.
Mostly bad, but still probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have that on us if Kolarys's, eyes are open for any sticks.
Regardless, it talks about this item as being a capable of sucking up the life force of others.
Nasty.
There are other details that I'll just give to you if you come across this magical item. Otherwise,
Okay, that's kind of some heavy evidence right there.
let's not waste time. In any case,
that's some. This is an incriminating evidence, but she may have a staff that sucks the souls out of others.
the life force, but sure.
Uh,
Kolarys, on the upstairs, you were opening a door, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, to the room adjacent, in front of the closet. As you open up that door, you look inside and you see that it's kind of badly illuminated. There's only a window on the top that is kind of covered by blinds. Not a lot of illumination in this room. On the opposite side of the door where you just came in, there's another door that leads somewhere. Now that you can see this room a little bit better, you see that the room that this door on the other side would lead to is also the door that you have seen at that corridor that goes up behind the washrooms. That's in the door at the end of that corridor seems to lead into that room, whatever that room tucked at the very corner of the house is. That's where this door leads to. On top of that, this room it has the furnishings of an office. There's a big table with a lot of papers. Sorry, lots of papers on top of it. Some. Oh, so let me advance the time because we've been at this for a while. There's a lot of papers, some books on the table, some other things. To the other corners, there's some chairs, a little kind of a center table with a little bit of a tea set on top of it. There's shelves in the bookshelves in the lining up the walls of the room, and that's mostly it that you find in this room, this office.
I want to go sift through. First of all, we're going to that desk, and I want to sift through the paper, see if anything on top
Sure.
catches my eye.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. There's a lot of papers, lots of dealings with noble families. Pretty much, you see a lot of familiar names here, names of families and other nobles in the city, and also names from people in the from foreign regions. You see, there are names of people that you don't recognize. They seem to be written in a language you can't quite understand unless you can speak Undercommon.
Nope.
Yeah, you don't understand at all what these are saying. There's also some other documents that are signed or addressed to people in Talam Forard, nobles from every which place. It's not uncommon, really, knowing that the Oxian family owns an academy and they take students from all over the place. There's a lot of people in the academy that are not Dragonborn, but that's pretty much what you get from looking at this table. Don't find a whole lot, really.
Are any of the drawers locked?
Come again?
Are any of the drawers on the desk locked?
No, not really. as you pull open all of those drawers, none of them is locked. They mostly have just office supplies in them, like a stapler, some pens, or rather quills, bottles of ink, blank sheets of paper, some kind of pre-written paper documents from all manner of varieties, like congratulation papers, like documents congratulating anyone, bunch of things just kind of left to fill in the blanks of the names of the people that you are congratulating. Documents also saying, giving, saying that they're sorry for whatever has happened. You know, just a lot of pre-written documents just should be filled in later, as the moment and the occasion requires. Just Just that pretty much. No, you don't find anything too odd in the drawers.
Yeah. What else was there anything else of note in the room?
Just bookshelves, a door that leads into another room at the corner of the house, and a center table with a tea set on it.
Mm. Let's go check the door.
All right. The door. Are you just opening it?
First of all, is it locked?
Mm-hmm. It does seems to be locked. As you kind of try to open the door, it is locked.
Okay, I wanna carefully pick it,
Hmm?
like quietly.
Go ahead and make a lock picking check with your thieves' tools. You make short work of that door in hardly a minute. You manage to unlock the door, barely even making a sound, and within seconds the door just is unlocked right in front of you.
And then carefully peek inside.
Okay, you open up the door and get inside. As you do, open up the door, breaching it, looking inside, you see there are blinds over the windows, very big windows by the size of the blinds. This seems to be a bedroom. You see a bed on the corner, or rather a very large bed tucked away into the corner of the room, a wardrobe, some other shelves, and a little table, kind of a big bathtub on one side. Just, furnishings of a medieval fantasy bedroom. And as you finish up opening up the door, and you look around just to get a good sense of your surroundings, you feel a bit odd. I would like you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
I knew it. Which one's saving throw? Okay.
As I double check this thing. Oh,
Good.
I misspelled
Maybe.
it. Hold on. What did you roll? 17. Gosh dang. That's quite high. Which reminds me, I did not set a DC for this at all. But sure, that's high enough. You made it. Whatever ill thing was meant to happen to you does not happen. But just sense that if there was a trap on this door, it was not a physical trap, it was a magical trap. But you managed to avoid it.
Okay,
Oh,
before I go any further, wait, go ahead.
I forgot to mention as you look around the full interiors of the bedroom, you do also notice that the uh, the bedroom is kind of tucked away into the corner, but there's a trunk at the foot of the bed.
Okay. Now, before we go any further, I'm gonna backtrack to the library and go find my buddy.
Mm-hmm. So you quickly run through the house. Just as you're coming out of the office and running down the corridor, you'd see that a couple kobolds are just making their way towards the library, but you manage to kind of sidestep around them, make it to the library first. So let Falkan know that things are afoot, and it doesn't take you long enough to go back downstairs, grab Falkan, uh, put some of the books back in place before you before the kobolds come in to notice that invisible people have been handling books.
Okay. I found what I fairly sure, fairly confident, actually very confident. It's her room. Something
Oh.
weird happened with the door, and I'm not going in there without your magic.
No. Okay. Sure.
And then I'm just going to lead us back to the room.
All right. Just as you start to go in, put everything back into place, the kobolds come in, and they go back to organize the library, and you see that they start to clean up the tables, put the books back into place, and everything that is that seems out of order, they start putting into order. You do catch a glimpse of a moment when the kobolds seem to pick a trash can full of other newspapers clipping and other things and go to toss it away. Something that you did fail to observe in your initial investigation. You don't know whether or not there's, important things there, but they are taking that away. As you guys notice the kobolds doing that and decide what you're going to do next, run up to the bedroom to do stuff. Drachdarin, are you still alive and awake?
Yes.
Good. As you're in your cups talking to everyone, your buddy Fairworm just gives you this whole pep talk about I'm gonna keep my eyes on you, but you're cool, we're cool, but I'm keeping my eyes on you despite we being cool and all that jazz. Uh, you see that for a moment, Yorbroth, he seems to just be like his boisterous self talking up and just be like, ha ha ha. Well, you should have seen him when I first saw him. I thought that he was like just some big blue freak. I did not know that there could be creators that small. And and you see that he just kind of leans back on his chair, kind of drops his cup that just clatters on the table. Thankfully, does not spills, but he just kind of goes wide-eyed for a moment and is just watching to, looking to, has 1,000 miles there, and then he kind of seems to come back, and then you see a very big grin forming on his face. He looks at you. Drachdarin, come with me. You
What?
will see us Kolarys exacting our job today. Come, come,
What? Oh, what's going on? What are you talking about?
come, just come already.
Well,
I'll
okay, jeez.
I'll see the rest of you later tomorrow, or maybe tonight, perhaps with a trophy of our own. Come, and he kind of just runs out of the tavern.
I have to follow after him. Where are you going? Come on! There's so much more alcohol.
You see that he's kind of just lumbering towards up a street as he kind of unsheathing his great axe from his back, just kind of running very excitedly. Ha ha ha! I just got a head-thing message. Lady Uxian told me to go check up her house. There seems like there's some intruders there. An alarm went off. Come on, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna see what kind of work the Karate do. We exact revenge upon those of foul hearts who would wish to see our name be besmirched. I will not let this happen, and I will take their heads, whoever they are, and they will
Uh,
regret coming
could,
into our house. Come on, let's
well,
just spill some
alright.
blood.
Oh, fuck. I'm really not sure that this is the middle of the night. Maybe it's a false alarm.
It's not the middle of the night, it's 15 past 6.
That's pretty late for some people who get up at 3 in the morning.
Bah! Come on, where's your spirit? Where's your might? You're a Karade, come on!
Oh,
Put up a
could we stop at the blacksmith from earlier? My weapon is kind of shit, you know. Like, I would love to get a better weapon before we did this.
make a persuasion roll, Drachdarin. Ooh.
I like being proficient in things.
Make a regular difficulty check for me. DC. Nice. He looks at you up and down, and then you see that he seems to think for a moment, kind of having some ideas of his own, and says, "Well, I don't have any money with me to pay for that or anything, but here, take my axe." And he kind of
Whoa.
hands it to you, his big, burly, magical great axe, and he says, "Ah, I bet they're just just some wimpy thieves, and I'm just gonna pummel them with my own hands and my mighty claws. I don't even need weapons. I'll take them with my bare hands. Come on."
That's most generous of you. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, no.
And both you, Drachdarin, and your broth start making your way, two giants walking up the street towards the Oxian Manor. You have absolutely no idea where it is, so have absolutely no idea how long it'll take you to get there.
Just wandering behind him with
Sure.
a sweet axe.
Falkan and Kolarys, what are you doing? By the
The
way,
sense of presence most disturbing.
you don't know any of this, so I'm watching you, boys.
No pigeons here.
I feel like something bad's going to happen. Go find the thing.
God damn it.
Somewhere, somehow, I feel Drac just fucked up.
Me.
Come on, he got
Well-
lost. He isn't even at the tavern yet.
Didn't you give him instructions?
This fucking guy.
No, I didn't.
What?
Can't you detect magic or something?
Yeah, I could detect magic or something.
You will drop invisibility if you do that.
We're in the last room, I suppose.
Last room.
You
There's
think?
three quarters
you
of the
think.
house left unexplored, but sure.
I mean, okay, alright. You know what? First, before I magic whatever, how about you use your eyes and do a little look-see-look-see?
I did do a look-see-look-see. There's a big old chest in there.
Oh. There's a big-ass chest?
I think. Most bedrooms have a big ass chest. You just have a big ass.
Wow, this guy.
You can't even see it right now. Anyways, yeah, sure, fine. Detect magic on myself. Or, not on myself. Detect magic for me.
Sure, you cast detect magic on yourself. That's all you can detect magic.
Technically.
And both yours and Kolarys' invisibility drops. Not that it matters, you're alone in the room by yourselves. No one else is there. The door is closed, I imagine. And you detect magic all around you. Falkan, you detect magic indeed. Couple abjuration, heavy abjuration pings coming in from the trunk at the foot of the bed.
The things in the trunk.
Uh,
The trunk is telling me magic.
because you're, already there and you're using detect magic, I'll let you go ahead and make an Arcana check. Let's see if you can glimpse what exactly this is. Fun. Make a regular with complication ability check DC, please. Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
my.
That's... I don't think that's even possible.
It is.
That was supposed to be with complication.
It is. Alright, you don't know the spells, but you know that there's a couple spells on this chest. Both of them are abjuration. That's all you know. By the way, I'll tell you, one of those levels is middle tier level.
Okay, so if you open this, your hands are probably going to blow off. How confident are you?
Not that confident.
So you didn't find any documents or anything like that?
That desk in the previous room? Empty. Completely.
Oh.
Abjuration. My hands.
Abjuration is like, charms, protections.
Abjuration is protection from things. It's pretty much wards and protections, shield, mage armor, that kind of stuff is all abjuration.
I'm not touching it. This is all you.
This. Did you at least find anything in the library?
I found some evidence saying that she has a necromantic staff.
She has a
Oh.
what?
Wait, sorry. I said that there are true abjuration spells on the trunk. I actually meant there's 3. I forgot one of them.
Okay, there are 3 things that'll blow off your hands.
I have 2 hands.
I mean, see a cleric. Wait, why don't you just use Mage Hand and stand far away?
Look.
Huh? Nani, what's up?
I stand next to him and I just try using Mage Hand on the trunk.
And I stand far away across the room.
Sure. Both of you go to the back of the room. Kolarys, you just mage hand, a spectral hand, draconic hand to go and try and... you see your draconic hand just kind of clasping at the trunk, trying to open it, but it seems to be locked and unable to be opened.
Okay. I need to go look at my features. I need to look.
Alright, let me pause the game
Can
so time does not go by. Because, you see, time is of the matter here.
I can use my thieves' tools with Mage Hand. That's what I'm doing.
You can do that?
Yep.
That's
Ledger
metal.
main.
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna pick the lock with Mage Hand.
Alright, you use your thieves, your rogue, leisure demand feature to try and pick the lock from afar. And it's pretty intense, so to speak. You try to pick at the lock, but you sense some kind of magical interference. Whenever you feel like you're getting close to pulling in the pins, something magical seems to push your pick lock in the opposite direction, and you have to put in a lot of force. You're not picking this lock, not in time. You feel like if you would be able to if you had a lot of time, but if you sense that you don't have time, 25 is not enough.
It's not working.
You can't get that open?
There's 3 blowy uppy things on it. You try opening it.
I can't dispel magic.
Oh no.
So what are you doing?
What are we doing? I have a crowbar.
I mean, you can keep trying to pick it. I mean, no, it's up to you, I suppose.
I'm just gonna go out the lock with a crowbar.
You're gonna try to break the lock with the crowbar?
Yes. I'm desperate.
Oh, fuck me, let me figure out if that isn't even a thing you can do. I mean, you can. Okay, you can do that. Alright.
Huh.
The weird moment in which I need to look this kind of shit up. What is the AC of a chest?
No, nobody ever. No, everybody looks at the barbarian and just says, "Hey, why don't you just hit the thing?"
Just use your axe.
You don't have an axe.
Doors? Open
It's
it.
like, I have leverage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rule it the way that we always do, which is by rolling dice. So, you are using your crowbar. You go ahead and make an athletics check. You have advantage on this because of the crowbar.
Is that shift or
Shift for advantage.
Kolarys beats a chest to death.
Dope. 14. Let's see if you can make it. Make it a regular with complication ability check DC. Complication because there is a spell protecting this chest. What the fuck? against all
D&D, it's the dice that rolls.
Kolarys, against all goddamn odds, you shove your crowbar in there and you don't kind of just try to push downwards, you jump on top of the crowbar to force it to open using all of your weight and also the momentum of you falling down. This poor trunk has absolutely nothing on you, and it just kind of pops open fairly easily after you just shove a crowbar in there. However, I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Dear Lord.
Don't forget you have inspiration if you need it.
Do I need to use it right here? That was.
You might need it.
I mean, you got a 10, buddy.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Sure. Mark off your inspiration and you can reroll that. Ooh,
Oh, it
boy.
got worse. Oh, it got infinitely worse.
Rubbing his temples, Falcon rewinds time for the 500th time.
Go on.
Oh my god!
Oh, I swear to God.
Too hard.
You can just see Falcon in the corner, just eyes wide, cracks around the irises, and anger on his face.
You rewound time to what he just did before. What the crap?
Right? You rewound time to before he rolled a natural one. So, Kolarys, I'm sorry to say that is a failure. On your wisdom saving throw, you are hit by an abjuration. Well, not an abjuration spell. Well, you are hit by an abjuration spell, which is how is it called again? Ward glyph.
Oh no.
Ward glyph is a spell that can do a lot of shit if you're creative enough. Lady Uxian, or whoever enchanted this, apparently put another spell into Glyph of Ward, or Ward Glyph, whatever it is called. And that spell is a spell that we in the industry like to call slow.
Oh no.
For 1 minute, you're gonna have you're gonna be inflicted with slow.
Why did it?
As you feel the world around you getting much faster, or you getting very morose, your perception of time just slows down as you feel there's some magic greatly, deeply affecting you, and no matter how quickly you try to move around and about, you just can't. You have been slowed down. Falkan, you see that as the chest breaks open, all your senses of spells just go off. You can't detect it. You can't detect any more magic coming from this chest.
Okay, I'm gonna look in the chest then while Kolarys is having a stroke in the corner.
Sure.
Poor guy.
There's a there now that he's having a stroke, his sense of smell has gone.
Oh no.
Inside the chest, you do see a lot of documents. You imagine you don't have time to look through those documents because you just hear very loud banging noise coming from further into the house from a place you're not entirely sure because you don't know the layout of this house. But there's a loud banging noise as, unbeknownst to you, Drachdarin and your broth both just kind of run up to the entrance of the house, just burst open the main door and start running. And Falkan and Kolarys, you just see loud voices coming from further in. Drachdarin, you are in the main hall of this manor, in the foyer. It's kind of fancy as hell. As soon as you open the door, there's like 3 or 4 sets of steps that goes down into the room, and the floor of this room is a little bit lower than the ground level. And then you see that in front of you there's a little kind of like a stage with stairs on both sides of the stage. Kind of the front of it is sort of circular, and standing on top of the stage is Lady Uxian herself, or never seen her, but that seems to be her.
I presume.
You presume Lady Uxian herself, and she's just standing there. And she looks at the two of you and says, "Oh, finally you're here. Someone breached into my room, and they just breached into my office, and they just breached into the chest in my room. I need you to go over there and deal with them. and you see Lady Uxian kind of from her very elegant dress that she's wearing, she kind of pulls open a pocket, and she pulls from within this pocket, this kind of tiny pocket, because women's clothes have tiny pockets if they have pockets at all.
At all.
And from this tiny pocket, she just pulls out a large staff.
Where was she hiding that?
A staff that
Hey.
is just brimming with magical energy that you cannot sense because you are not magically inclined, Drachdarin.
You got it.
Really quick, while all this is going on, when I'm hearing like the banging and the slamming, can I just shove everything into my pockets, look at Kolarys still in mid-stroke, wrap my arm around him, and kick us through Dimension Door?
Sure.
I
Like,
I'm holding-
Like 300 feet away, just
Mhm.
shove everything in and leave.
All right. Okay, so Falkan, you absolutely can. You just kind of start pulling everything into your bag as you hear the footsteps growing louder into the distance as people are coming this way. Tumbling footsteps just coming over, and I want you to go ahead and make me some manner of dexterity check. I'll say sleight of hand to see how fast you can put everything into your bag, or rather, the bag of holding that is on Kolarys' person.
Hey, dude!
Hey.
Inspired! Inspired! Alright!
There you go. You use your
Oh my God.
inspiration,
Damn.
put everything into your bag, grab, just hold Kolarys as tightly as you can, and just cast the Dimension Door to just, fuck right out of there. Which is much better than in the alternate dimension in which you rolled a natural 1, in which you put most of the documents, not all of them, into your bag and teleported away just as the door opened and you saw Drachdarin, your broth, and Lady Uxian there standing at the door looking at the two of you, where she recognizes who had reached into her mana. In this better timeline, she doesn't.
The stress of being a time wizard makes me feel like I'm gonna die of young age.
You might. You
Oh,
just
it's like
Drax just kind of like not.
so
Drax is not in any rush. He's just kind of sauntering behind the group. Just he kind of knows what's going on a little bit.
I think they're here.
Just already walking
still
down the
catching up.
street, armed with him underneath.
pretty much.
His brain's still catching up on what's happening.
At this point, Falcon, you have Dimension Door way far from Dimension into the street somewhere. Kolarys in tow, just like, oh, they are here, and you're just like grabbing and pulling him down the street, and you see that he's trying to walk, but you mostly have to kind of drag him more so than help him walk, because his feet are not catching up with your speed at all. Kolarys, it feels to you like you're trying to go, like one of those bad dreams where you're trying to run, but you're going uphill, and no matter how much effort you try to put into it, it just gets harder, and the hill becomes more steep, and it's just horrible, until all of a sudden you feel the spell wash over you. You just dissipate, and then all of a sudden you just kind of face plant into the ground as the effects of slow end, and you finally catch up with how fast you were trying to go. You trip on your own feet, and both you and Falcon go down to the ground. But at this point, you're so far away from the manor, it doesn't even matter.
What is with my nose today?
You alright, buddy?
I can't smell anything.
What? I didn't hit you. That was it. The magic? Did the magic take away your sense of smell?
I've been infected.
He's got the COVID.
I don't think this magic. I don't think that magic does this.
You fix it. Please, magic man.
Fix me, sir.
I can't fix you.
No, but no, you're not a doctor. You're a time wizard.
Damn it, Jim.
say that, but that's an accurate statement.
It's true.
I just
Okay, I just wrote down into my notes that you steal the documents, quote unquote.
The very important documents.
So, Drachdarin,
What they are.
you, your broth, and Lady Uxian just break into the room, like, just at full speed, just break into the room. As you open up the room, it's empty. There's a... You know what? Let me be a little bit of an asshole here and say, Kolarys, roll d20.
Oh no.
Why me?
Why me?
Just being cruel at this point.
You're slowed.
Get picked on.
Oh, no. Now, how do I do this? There we go.
Just click the
Yeah.
D20.
click the D20.
I'm crying.
Right. Good. You do have this sense, the rightness of mind to pick the crowbar before, as all of this was happening. You don't leave any evidence behind. You think. Because they can trace that kind of stuff with magic.
Magic.
Magic. So, all three of you break into the room. It's empty. The trunk is burst open, and Lady Uxian just runs up to it. She looks inside and says, "Shit! Someone break into my room and took my things. Your broth.
Well, let's go.
This is bad. You need to go and alert the authorities. This cannot go unpunished. This is an attack on my family and everyone that serves under me, and that includes you. This will not stand. I'll go to the academy, gather up some people to get this investigated as soon as possible. And who are you?" She looks at you, Drachdarin.
Hi. I'm his friend. I'm new in town, and Hi, my name's Drachdarin.
There's nothing to see here. I would like if you left and forgot about this.
I came here under him dragging me along, so
As you say that, your broth kind of sulks a little bit, kind of cowering, as Lady Uxian looks at him and says, "Don't ever do that again, your broth. And go. I have to deal with this." And you see that your broth is like very coy now. He just like, "Yes, man. Sorry, man." And he just kind of looks at you, just kind of signals with his head to follow him outside of the manor.
do you want your axe back? Would that make you feel better?
He's kind of a little bit sullen looking, and he's like, "Oh, yeah. I'll need my axe. I'm gonna find who did this, and I'm gonna have their heads."
I bet you will.
And he gets back his axe, kind of looks at it, and says, "Oh, I was thinking I was gonna show you how a Karade does things here in Madlanach. Didn't go down the way I was thinking it would, but let this be a lesson. Sometimes the people you're gonna be dealing with, they're sneaky and they use deceitful tactics. They don't see you eye to eye in the field as a warrior, but they hide and cower and vanish like rats. Keep that in mind. You will face your opponents might use all manner of tricks to try and fool you. Don't let them." And then he just kind of sheets back his axe and just stunters off into the distance, just making a very loud thumping noise as he goes away. And you're left at the front of the gates of this manor on top of this hill. You have no idea where you are, really.
I'll see you later, I guess. Shit. Okay. I'm just going to pick a direction and start walking.
The only direction really is to go downhill. And
That's where I'm gonna go.
you go downhill feeling kind of confident that you're like, this is the only way I can really go. But then as soon as you get down to the hill, you come across an intersection of 3 other streets, and at that point you just decide, I'll just go that way, and you walk off into that direction, hoping
I'll just walk.
to get somewhere.
Can I slightly direct Drac with Zaslamel doing that stupid fucking dance on the road?
Sure, absolutely. Drachdarin, as you're walking around, you just see a crow standing on the road, just kind of hopping back and forth with its wings spread, kind of hopping on one feet and then the other, just doing this back and forth. And you know crows don't do this, and you know whose crow this is.
Hi, Zas. Where is your master?
And the crow does nothing other than just looks at you, kind of keeps hopping on one feet on the other, then it stops, folds back its wings, look up at you, and just does a crow call, and just starts flying off towards the direction.
I'll go jogging after it.
All right. It does not take too long before the three of you meet up. It's about 7 in the evening. All of you have been reunited. Thankfully, nobody's gone under any sort of like problematic fate.
Well,
You can still get dinner with your mom.
What?
did you do what you meant to do?
He has a mother.
Of course I have a mother. Everybody has mothers.
Yes, but she's alive and she's here and she's expecting us for dinner.
You're right. She is alive.
I have several questions.
Hmm.
Why are you surprised at this, first of all, Kolarys? Second of all, what is for dinner?
I'm surprised at this because he headbutted me after I pointed it out.
Well, he's an amnesiac. He is probably still recovering.
It is true. Sorry, I have a tendency to headbutt people I don't agree with.
He's tried with me before. It doesn't end well.
Doesn't end well.
So I can't smell anything.
What?
That's not because of the headbutt. I think he might just be stupid.
I think he might just be stupid. Well, let's go see your mother then. I guess it'd be better than being on the street. We have things to talk about, presumably.
Yeah. Dinner
Where's my
sounds
bag?
nice. Y'all for
Free
dinner?
booze. You went for free booze.
Well, yeah, it was very good. and then,
Happy for you.
and then the big guy brought me here to, kill intruders. It's
That's-
gonna be very
great.
bad. Very bad.
That's not good. No.
You guys got away though. Good job. Let's get off the street before, anyone sees both of you being strange with me. I'm just a tad bit tipsy. It's fine though.
Is it?
I don't know. Is it?
Okay, we're getting food.
Good.
All right, so where are you guys going to now then?
Back to Falkan's house?
Do cool estate.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to go get food at the cool, what'd you call it? Estate?
Estate.
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 It is a big ass manor, really. Could be called a state. I, being a filthy foreigner, do not know the distinction, so I'm gonna call it a manor.
That is fine.
Fair enough.
Alright, so you all make your way towards the Cool's manor. Weirdly enough, being guided by Kolarys, who knows the way. Because he's
An
Knuckles.
extensive area of land in the country, usually with a large house owned by one person. Okay,
So it's just a manor house.
it's just
not
a
an
manor
estate.
house. It's not in the country, we're in the city.
And you make your way there. Same thing, you get to the gates, they're protected by magic. You speak up the words. That is the password that I don't know. I don't remember. It's up to you guys. You're the one who wrote it down. And then the gates open. You make your way all the way up to the front door. Surprisingly looking kinda quite alright. I expected this to go much worse.
Hey, same. That's why I didn't come along.
Yeah, we did something right for once. Ain't that nice?
Did it.
The plan worked.
A plan in D&D went according to plan. Oh no, something bad's really about to happen then.
Sure.
Sorry, you about to die?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you will die. So you open up the doors, get inside the manor, and there seems just to be a lot of people there. By a lot of people, I mean to a room to the side where you know to be the dining room. There's a lot of people there already, just talking out loud. Lots of voices you recognize, Kolarys. Lots of voices you should recognize, Falkan, but you don't.
Look, there's a good friend.
And you just see the kobolds going back and forth as they're just bringing in the like carts with food and such. You see Josita as well, just kind of just ushering the kobolds along to work up the dinner, and then she sees all three of you. Oh, Lord Falkan, you're back! Just in time for dinner.
Heck yeah. Do you by chance have anything for Kolarys' nose over here? He accidentally ran into my horns and can't smell anything.
Oh, cool.
Dreadful accident happens all the time.
Master Falkan, have you been headbutting people again?
Yeah.
You know what your parents told you about that?
I do this all the time. I mean, yeah, right. Yes, I do remember.
Well, don't be a cheeky boy then. Apologize to Kolarys.
You kiss it better.
You slowly see his head turn to you, and in a display you haven't seen before, his fin stands up at the very top of its range. I'm sorry, Kolarys.
Oh, there you go. Just like when you were young boys, the two of you. Oh, always getting to some kind of shenanigan. Oh, it's so good. Bring me back so many good memories. In any case, I don't think I have anything for your nose, Master Kolarys, but I'll look into it. I have just to finish serving dinners. All of your brothers and sisters are waiting, Master Falkan, and just come on, go, freshen up yourselves and go have dinner. Your mother made lasagna.
Yo. I love lasagna.
Drachdarin, can you make me a promise?
Maybe.
I pull his head down and look him as intently in the eyes as I can. Never let Falkan apologize ever again.
It was kind of funny. You look scared.
And
Come
Josita
on,
just kind of keeps
the
rushing
food.
guys. Come on, get ready.
This is
And
how I die.
And she just kind of pushes you guys around, and then she pretty much just ushers you into the dining room where the entirety of the cools are there, just waiting for dinner to be served. Not necessarily for you to arrive, Falkan, just for dinner to be served, per se. Because somehow you all managed to get in here just as dinner was being served. Surprise, surprise.
Hey,
Second we see his sister, I go, you don't remember your sister?
At that moment, all the chatter that was going on in the room stops, and everyone, and I mean everyone, turns to look towards both Kolarys and Falkan, except for Lord Doku, who very slowly just he doesn't even move his head. He just look over without turning his head to look at you, but you sense his gaze upon you as well, Falkan.
when Falcon's eyes turn back to meet you, Kolarys, you feel yourself being racked with psychic energy.
What are you doing, Falkan?
Go on.
Roll a DC 16 intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god, what are you casting right now?
Joke's on you, rogues are proficient in that. But yeah, Kolarys, go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god, Mind Sliver, get out of here. this guy.
So, Kolarys, you're just grinning as you look back at Falkan, and then you see that Falkan just turns to you, says some words that feels arcane, you don't quite recognize them in time, and then you just feel a very heavy headache take over you, and then your eyes kind of go woozy for a little bit, and you shake your head, and you feel kind of horrible, as if someone just yelled on both of your ears at the same time, right after clapping them with their hands. It's just horrible, and you feel a drizzle down your nose and your ears as blood just comes down.
Lemons. Lemons, please.
Sorry, he hurt himself earlier and he can't smell very well.
I'm sure he can smell blood now.
Josita comes in, pushing one of the food trays, and she just looks at the two of you and says, "Oh, Falkan, see what happens when you headbutt your friends."
Nah, yeah, sorry. He's durable though, he can take it.
At this moment, your mother, Falkan, she just kind of stands up from the very back of the room. "Everyone, have great news. Falkan is back." And all of your siblings, they kind of just look at your mom, then back at you. Some of them kind of nod with their heads, some of them smile as well. But they don't make a whole lot of mention, not until your father does something. They just kind of wait until your father just kind of goes, "Hmm. I hope you have decided on whether or not you're going back to the academy."
I haven't decided quite yet. Honestly, I'd prefer to sleep on it, if anything. But I can assure you that
Before your mom lets you finish, she just kind of waves her hand towards your father and says, "Oh, come on, just let the young boy have dinner first. Come on, everyone, let's have a dinner. I was not expecting a visitor, but you are very welcome to stay at the table and eat dinner with us. I've had the staff make lasagna. I hope you're good with that."
I'm good with anything at this point.
yeah, you'll eat anything.
And then she just kind of smiles happily, being very, like, proper as a lady, as you find your seats around the table. Some kobolds come out of nowhere to kind of dragging chairs for you to sit in. They kind of... It takes the kobolds a little longer to find a chair that will support Drachdarin, and they bring it. And then eventually all of you find your seats around the table. Everyone is looking at you, Drachdarin, and also at Falkan. They kind of just keep going back and forth with their eyes, being like, "Falkan is back," but also being like, "Who the hell is this?" Nobody says anything though, but you see a lot of black dragonborns that look eerily like Falkan, but in several stages of their life. Some of them are older, some of them are younger. All of them seem to have the same, like, the same energy coming from them as Falkan. They seem to be like have some manner of contempt, and also a little bit of just, you know, dead eyes.
Everyone has resting bitch face in this room.
Exactly, except for Kolarys and
Except for
Josita.
Drac
She's
is
just
fully
like-
absorbed in eating the crap out of this lasagna. So he's
Sure.
not it's really just more about the food.
Yeah, pretty much. Falkan's mom just looks at everyone, claps her hand. That is what I like to see. Everyone reunited around the table, ready to eat. So, come on, let's feast, mangiare. She sits down, and everyone just picks up their cutlery and starts going to town on this lasagna that is served to everyone in mostly equally sized portions, except for Drachdarin. You see that they kind of serve a tiny portion for you, but which is like a regular portion serving for everyone else. And you see Josita just whispering to the kobolds, "Quick, come on, go and make another 2 lasagnas for these people." And the kobolds just hurry into the kitchen to prepare another lasagna, another couple lasagnas just for you. And then everyone just have a lovely dinner. At which point, you see your mom, Falkan. After she finishes her plate, she cleans up her mouth with a napkin and looks at you. "Oh yes, Falkan. Were you able to go to the tailor as I had asked you?"
Oops.
You just see wide-eyed, sweating. You did pick that up, right, Kolarys?
Yes, I did.
What?
I gave it to you. What'd you do with it?
Just very narrow eyes. I didn't get the chance to pick it up from the tailor. I can go get it after we're done eating.
Your mom, who until now was kind of smiling, she drops her smile.
This is my first night in here, I'm sorry. Again, still dealing with the brain damage thing going on. I'll go pick it up.
You will have to excuse him. He is very scatterbrained. I have been trying to help him since I met him.
Falkan,
Future.
you know very well the tailor closes after 7.
No, I don't remember anything.
We will need to talk about your discipline, Falcon, now that you're back home. You seem more scatterbrained than usual, which is very concerning. Also, this... I won't get mad at you, but this was important, Falcon. And then she just looks towards Josita. "Can I have another serving, please?" And Rosita just comes in, gets another serving, and then for the rest of the evening, your mom does not look back at you, Falcon. Disappointment on her face.
Oh no.
I just lean over and go, "Dude, she's pissed.
I will melt your brains.
You already tried."
So, dinner is... After dinner ends, everyone just gets up. Some of your brothers and sisters come over to you, Falcon. They kind of pat you on the shoulder. "Hey, brother, it's good to have you back. You have to tell us where you went, though. Also, did you find Kentus?"
No, I didn't find him exactly, but I do think I know where he might be.
Oh, all right then. Keep up at it, and also, man, you better be careful, pissing off Dad and Mom, real time.
Yeah, I'm used to it at this point.
I know, but man, really, should have seen them earlier today. They were pissed, super pissed. Mom wasn't until just now, but
I promise whatever I was doing earlier was very important.
oh, that is good. In any case, gotta go. Have classes early tomorrow. Well, actually, you wouldn't know, but that's beside the point. Anyway, see you later, Falcon. Have fun.
See you later.
all of your siblings just kind of go off to their bedrooms. Your father and your mother also just go upstairs to the bedroom and the office, respectively, or the other way around, whichever. You are left behind, the three of you, in the dining room. Josita just kind of comes in, taking in the plates and all the dishes, taking it away along with the kobolds, and she just looks at the three of you. I'm sorry, uh, Master Falkan. I could not find anything for your nose.
That's fine. No worries.
All I have really is a bit of snuff powder, but I don't think you should be using.
A
Probably
bit
won't
of what?
help. Snuff
Snuff
powder.
powder. You
What is
don't need
that?
snuff. Don't worry about it. You don't need snuff. You're too young for it.
What? Okay.
But I'll leave you boys to it then. A good night.
Have a good night, Josina.
She also scampers off, and the three of you are behind. At which point you are free to do as you please. What is it that you are doing? Boys
So,
and
do you
girls?
want to steal the? Do you want to steal the fabric?
No, we're not. We're not stealing. No, we're good. No, we're not stealing the fabric.
I don't know. I kind of on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're good. Wait, didn't I? Wasn't I the one that did the stealing, anyways?
What did happen in there?
Oh, Kolarys
I
had a
jumped on
stroke
a
after he used a
crowbar.
crowbar.
So you pulled a me.
Look,
Good job.
thank you.
Let's go back to my room and then we can discuss things.
Yeah, that works. Lady Uxion knows that somebody broke into exactly what you broke into. She's very mad.
Good.
The Kurid that, we met at the blacksmith is actually under her employ. So, definitely want to be careful unless you want to get crushed.
Totally a hen move, isn't it? Working for someone.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I get it. It pays.
Huh. Yeah, a job's a job. Imagine working for some pompous asshole.
Imagine
What is
working with
getting
some
paid?
pompous asshole. What? Hold on. Wind that back. What? It's called money, Kolarys, and it's called doing work.
I just smile at him.
Snide little. Come on, I'm eager to see what in the world you've possibly stolen from a noble.
All right. I guess we just walk upstairs then.
Alright, you do then. Go back to your bedroom, Falkan, where
Yep.
you previously had been at. You return to it, the three of you, and then, being there, you are, as always, free to do as you please. I imagine you're looking into the documents, right?
Yep,
Very
cracking open the books that I found, the cut up things, the information about the necromantic staff, and the Shadowfell, with all of the lovely annotations that were written by the individual and owner of the personal library, and the documents.
I very deliberately hand the bag of holding to Drac, not Falcon.
How much shit did you put in here? Because you're going to have to get it out. I'm not going to be able to get it out for you.
You put it in there.
Well, if you have to think of the thing that you want for it to come out.
Please don't let him have the bag.
Falcon,
Yeah, I got it.
just open
Sorry,
the
I
bag for
threatened to
him.
throw him in the bag.
Yeah, I figured. You really need to stop.
It's easy.
It is, but you really shouldn't be threatening your best friend. Come on now.
Yeah, you're right, maybe. Anyways, look at all these
He
things.
said we're best friends.
And pull out the documents that were found inside the chest.
Alright. Also, I fucked up. Whenever you cast Detect Magic, Falkan, way back when, you also detected a 4th Abjuration.
My God, this guy.
So I forgot about things. It's
My
been
hands explode.
over a month. No, this abjuration sense that you got, Falkan, actually came from Kolarys.
Huh. Like Kolarys is magical, or
He's carrying something magical with him.
What did he steal?
What did I steal?
what did you take?
You never looked into it, and detect magic has worn off.
Did you find anything, Kolarys?
No. Like I said, the desk was empty.
This, by the way, is not something you found on the manor. This thing that you have, it's something you found days ago in the game and over a month ago in real life. A couple months ago.
Oh God.
Either way, what is it with these documents, huh?
I mean, I have a cleansing stone.
You have my cleansing stone.
Yes, I do. I have your cleansing stone. I also have a signet ring.
I will kill you.
For the sake of prosperity, and I apologize not to. Well, now I feel shitty because I wanted to do this. I did want to cast Detect Magic before opening the scrolls.
What scrolls? Oh, the documents?
The documents.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay, alright. You cast detect magic again. Something on Kolarys' person blinks up. And none of these documents ping anything magical. They're absolutely ordinary. However, there's a bunch of stuff in your room that ping up with all manner of magical auras.
Yeah, that checks out. So, none of these documents are cursed or they're going to explode or anything, but, Kolarys, what's blinking on you?
What?
Actually, you know what? I'm just going to start digging through your stuff.
Falkan, you just start pawing at Kolarys until you find what is pinging, and it's a stone that you remember seeing a while ago. Boy, where was this? All the way back in Gridgarak, or was it Tide? No,
All
in
the way back there?
in Gridgarak, you remember seeing this
Just
stone
the
there.
stone in the water.
The stone in the water.
Oh, the stone from the well.
Did I actually get that?
No, it wasn't the stone in the water. It was
No, not that.
it was a stone that a guy was selling to you, trying to pass off to you as the drink cleanser stone, and
Oh, that's right.
nobody wanted to have anything to do with it, and you just bought it, Claire, just to get the guy out of your faces.
That's right. I remember that.
Oh,
Kolarys, what's up with this rock?
I don't. Some peddler just. It was annoying. I just wanted him gone.
Raising
It's probably just a
one-
pebble. Why?
Really? Okay, I'm going to use Identify on it.
Okay, cool. You identify the Dream Cleanser Stone, and I have not the item prepared in here, but I will have next section. Pretty much what this is a stone that you attune to it, and it'll help you have better dreams. As a side effect, it also gives you a +1 to wisdom saving throws.
Oh, shit.
No shit.
That's rad.
just kind of like staring down at the stone, staring up at Kolarys, and back at the stone, then up at Kolarys.
What is it?
Falkan, are you having another panic attack? Do I need to hit you?
No, don't hit me. Not this time. Not yet. This is a very, very good rock. What did they say this rock was again?
Dream Cleanser Stone.
Oh, I meant like Kolarys.
Full disclosure, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, that was the guy that was trying to get me to buy crap out in front of that tavern, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one. And
When
just-
you stole my money. I remember that now. It was just supposed to, like, give you better sleep or whatever.
For what it's
Seemed like
worth, your
could
money
be
is
it.
worthless.
Okay,
Well,
that's
it's actually
just rude.
real. It actually does what it says, but you have to attune to it.
Oh. That's fancy. Does it do anything else?
It'll make you more resistant to magical effects. A certain magical effect that affected a certain Dragonborn I know moments ago.
Wait, and then I swipe it back.
Well,
Fine.
Kolarys, looks like you accidentally got something useful.
You don't like the way you said that.
Well, to be honest, the way you told me, I thought you said it was a drink cleansing stone, Kolarys.
See, now that one I would give to Drac.
What? I think that's just rude.
What, do you think he's just going to drink from a pond?
I've done it before.
You've done it before.
What, do you think he's just going to drink from a chemical drug?
I've also done that before. I was young.
I have many concerns.
I have several. I fell backward through time with you. I have a lot of other concerns.
Technically, you haven't met him yet.
Can we please read these things that you stole from the lady, or
Right, documents.
the important thing?
Yeah, the thing that, Kolarys almost died for.
Alright, cool. The documents then. Funny
But
that
it's
you-
just like, when did I almost die?
funny that you asked about
Too
that.
slow to remember any of that.
These documents are a lot of things. Mostly they are correspondence between one lady, Sonorai Uxian, and some noble of from a faraway land whose name it is called Grodzina. Lord Sufan Grodzina.
Oh, hey. That's a name.
Pretty much says that she is willing to do all in her power to ensure that that if the criminal makes their way over here, she would help the authorities to capture them. Then-
Criminal referring to...
Looking
Oh,
back
you.
through other correspondence, there's a reply from them, from one Lord Grodzina, that just writes down that you were right. The noble did indeed try to break into our hold. He's been captured and is being held captive.
Ignore that part.
He also comments and saying, "Thank you for your insight. Without your recommendations, we would not have noticed the young knave."
Really don't
Kolarys,
like
is this
her.
about you?
Sounds a lot like it's about her. Him. Sorry. Writing and
It
talking.
can be
at the same
whatever you
time.
want it to be, Drac.
Oh my. Not right now. You're a criminal.
No, really?
I hadn't
Says
noticed.
one criminal to another.
I have committed no crimes.
Jailbreak.
I killed a guy.
Not in this nation, you haven't.
Okay, so great.
Furthermore, there is another letter exchange as a reply from a name. Let's see if you know this name. Oh, fuck, what the hell am I saying? Actually, you might. I decided that instead of just knowing things, I have to roll a history check to see if you know things. Why don't you go ahead, Falkan, and make a history check for me to see if you remember the name Greku Shumran.
No, right.
Lo and behold, you do. That's the
What do you-
that's the professor of necromancy at the academy run by the Oxians. The professor writes to her apologizing for a lack of protection, or rather a lack of responsibility on their part for allowing such a record to have been stolen. The record in question is he doesn't go to name it, but he pretty much says that the book left behind by that student who vanished has been stolen, and we're deeply sorry that this has happened, as the family in control of the academy. I wanted to let you know right away, and I deeply apologize, and we'll try to see this, try to set this right. Find out who took it and where they took it, and retrieve it.
Hmm.
You're welcome for this one, by the way.
Right. So, am I understanding correctly? I'm not sure if I'm understanding correctly. Was she trying to obtain this book, or was the book stolen from her?
You get the sense that someone let her know that the book was stolen, because the book belonged to the academy, which belongs to the Oxians. So she could, at any moment she wanted, have access to this book, but someone has written to her to let her know that the book has been stolen.
Okay.
There's another letter in which apparently Lady Uxin wrote to them, but you don't have access to that letter. That letter is in possession of the professor of the academy, you imagine, if he didn't destroy the letter or whatever. Then they have a reply in which they say, we'll keep an eye on the Delmirevs. They haven't not been students at our academy thus far, but we never thought to look into them. We'll follow your recommendations and keep an eye on them, and also work to secure our academy up to the standards of the Oxian family.
I don't see anything here about the murder.
What murder?
The murder of the other lord. The thing we're trying to get her for.
So, oh, dear Falkan.
No.
The murder of the Lord. Let me see, because there's a shit ton of stuff going on here.
The guy that's in our backpack.
But yeah, that's why we went in, was to try and find out if she was connected to the murder.
Someone want to check in on him real quick?
No, don't. While you guys discuss with one another, let me check my notes to see what I have to tell you on that regard.
So, here's my first question. Necromancy. Big super duper no-no around here?
Mm.
Well, it's
I
being
would
taught
assume.
at the school. I would assume necromancy, so long as it's not raising the dead kind of thing.
Fair.
There are different kinds of necromancy, though it's usually harmful. There's other things you can do with it. I know a little bit of necromancy.
Necromancy around here is kind of like defense against the dark arts. It's like you have to know bits of it to know to not fall victim to it, but
An
don't-
evil necessity.
yeah, but we don't condone that you go about learning and using it willy-nilly crazy stuff. So like, here's how it works, but please don't.
I can't not imagine a Dragonborn Professor Snape now.
Wait, the professor?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Does that make Slayheart Voldemort?
Maybe.
Shayheart. Said that wrong.
What exactly are you trying to
So,
talk about? Are you trying
Don't
to
worry
say?
about it. Just thinking out loud.
I don't know what's going on.
All right. Lastly, about the murdered guy, Lord Neodontud, Margaret. Uh, the only thing that it says is there is a letter where someone says that one of the little ones squeaked. They they told me that Margaret plans to marry the young lady and abscond to Tahiti with her outside the main cities. Once they're there, uh, once they are there, we could he could vanish if he would like. Then you imagine that Lady Uxian might have written a reply, and the reply that the other letter following the dates and such that comes afterwards is just a letter that says, "Consider it done. I'll wait for payment, as usual."
Does it have a name as to who was yours with much love?
You better believe it doesn't. There's just the symbol in it. It's a Q with whereas the is the Q, but whereas the little squiggly line on the Q is kind of a little bit of a forms a little bit of a snake,
Are we talking like a cursive Q?
like a capital Q. It's like the big O, and then the squiggly line forms a snake.
Like a Q.
Like a CUE.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but yes.
My God, stop.
In short,
On that one.
what you gather from this document is like they're wording in such very like tight ways as to not implicate Lady Uxian, but these kind of points towards her knowing things before they happen and pointing people in specific directions, is to make sure that certain things would happen, bad things to the people involved.
Well, I mean, I think we've got that. Seems pretty damning to me.
Sounds about right. Also, apparently she has a stick that steals energy out of people.
That seems like something that we should probably have let in with.
Yeah, it's like a staff or something.
So she's very powerful magically. She has obviously paid someone to off our dear friend, Mr. Vagrid. And
What is his first name?
Vagrid is his first name.
His last name is Neodontud.
Not on two. A lot of syllables. So what do you want to do now? I mean, are you just going, is there just a place you can go like, I can prove that she totally murdered somebody or got them to kill somebody, like...
That's
What's the
right,
plan
voice in
now?
the sky. Where would we go to share such information?
Oh, do we
Go
go
to
to
your
the
father.
Do we go to your dad?
Go to your father.
Actually, that's probably not a bad idea.
Doesn't he kind of, isn't he kind of a big deal?
Yeah, abjuration, mage
Yeah.
protection. Yeah, of course. Yep, that makes sense.
Like, if you could prove, and also, if she was looking to get at you guys in any other way, also because you both are criminals, technically, we should, this could probably clean things up a little bit. I'll come with you to make sure he's not like a total asshole to you. I'll just like stand there and be real grumpy looking.
All right.
I mean, I'll come too. Another noble house means he'll at least be a little bit reserved.
So you're going to show off all of these documents to Lord Dooku.
Yes.
All right. It is much late in the evening, about 8:45, when you knock at the office of Lord Dooku, and you just hear the the tired voice coming from inside. Come in.
And then we did.
Looks at the three of you, puts down all the things that he was fiddling with, the papers he was writing, puts down his quill. Yes, what is it, Falkan?
I'm aware of the location of Cantus.
Your cousin.
Yes. In fact, I believe I've obtained a suitable amount of evidence that he may or may not be in the Shadowfell.
Cantus has gone to the Shadowfell, you say?
Yes. I found annotated books regarding his disappearance and the possible use of necromancy.
And who's responsible for this?
From what I can tell, he was assisted by Lady Uxian.
Honorary Uxian helped Cantus go into the Shadowfell.
Yes, I have books from her library that are annotated as such. Lots of information and a lot of dirt she tried digging up on other families as well, including our own.
You went to her library.
I am a scholar.
Oh, that was a nice one.
He looks over at you, Kolarys, and then back at you, Falkan. I imagine you've been aided by your knave friend.
Oh, that one hurt.
Well, I trust him to guard my back more than most.
He stops and thinks for a moment. So, are you suggesting we send someone after your cousin?
Well, I don't think that should be the first course of action. The first thing that should be done is holding Lady Uxian accountable. In fact, we've acquired documents that say that she participated recently in the murder of a noble. Again, necromancy seems to be the root.
Which noble would that be?
What was the last name, Tenki?
Neodontud.
That's Sir Neodontud.
The lord who recently absconded for a while to Tide, is it?
We found him dead in a lake. In fact, to be blunt, that's the entire reason I passed by here.
By here you mean my office.
Your office, the city. My memory's a little shot, so I didn't really know where I was going. In a way, you could say maybe fate's what led me here. That being said, I am also here under the investigation of a murder of this man.
Falkan, oh. When you said you were going off, you were going to leave the academy, I thought you were going to become some manner of traveling scholar, a manner of searcher or whatever. I did not think you would become an investigator, a rogue, or a criminal.
things kind of changed over time. In fact, now that I'm getting more and more of my memory back together, I left originally to try and find out what happened to Cantus. Then, over time, as things changed, I forgot, due to my memory getting shot. Now that I know back on what I'm doing, I'm going to go find Cantus. But in the meantime, I want to see this woman held accountable for not only the committing of murder, but leading somebody to the Shadowfell, under the guise of lichdom.
Falkan, you know very well that. Or maybe you don't, maybe you forgot. I promised my brother I would look after his son, after my nephew. Which I have done for years and years. Once he vanished, I made sure to send best investigators I could find to look for him.
Have they not shown up? Have they not come back?
Cantus's trail has gone cold. He's gone over to that other land. Have you ever heard, or do you even remember, of Corund?
Admittedly, it's still something that's far out of my memory.
Your cousin went to Corund. That's where he vanished. My investigators tried to find his trail, but they couldn't. I think to myself every day how I failed my brother. Promised him one thing and I could not keep my promise. To look after his son. But most important than that, I also promised myself and your mother I would look after you. And I cannot stay quiet as I see you following the same path, cousin.
I have no interest in paltry things as living forever or raising the dead. I do, however, have an infinite interest on ceasing anything that may link our family name to something as apprehensible as necromancy. I will personally drag my hand through hell and bring him back. I have made more headway than any of your investigators. The least you could give me is some sort of trust.
I do, Falkan. I might not show it, but I do. Otherwise I would not have let you run away in your wild pursuit. They have certainly taken time to yield results. But I cannot blind myself to the fact that they have. You know more about where your cousin is. I did. Or anyone else did. When you say the Lady Euxian is behind it. This is good that we can now start to look back into your cousin's disappearance. What I want to say, Falkan, is that I've already lost my nephew. I don't want to lose my son as well.
I can assure you, you won't. I mean, I'm not dead yet, am I?
Oh, indeed you are not. But you forgot. But Lady Euxian is a very powerful woman. Her family is also very powerful. I would aid you in what I can, find your cousin. But know that she is very dangerous. If you want to do anything against her, we will do it the right way. No longer sneaking to her house, stealing documents or whatever. That just gives her excuses to come back at us. And if she comes back at us with her full force, that could very well spell the end of our family name. And our existence.
I'm honored. I'm honored to have your assistance. Very much so. Honestly, thank you. That woman terrifies me, but the last thing I want to do is see anyone else die. If we need any other hard evidence, I do have an ace in the hole.
I imagine, Falkan. This means you're not going back to the college, are you?
I don't think I have the time for that yet. I won't be able to sleep at night if I'm not able to find my cousin. Besides, I still know some high-level abjuration magic. I haven't completely dropped it. I just know a few more things here and there.
Well, seems I cannot stop you. Won't even try. Falkan? I'm very confident that you remember what I explained to you earlier today. Your going to the academy isn't just to take back your studies, resume them, and graduate. It was also that so you could get some. Your father looks at Drachdarin and Kolarys before deciding to go on with what he was saying. It is also that you get academic immunity against the accusations from Hernan Forard. You know very well that they are accusing you of having broke into their castle, attacked a lord, then run away while kidnapping a couple squires.
To be fair, they did kind of throw us in a prison for no reason.
In fact, I have documents right here, actually, about that. They captured Kolarys and threw him in a prison. They did the same with me and Drac. Stripped us naked and threw us in a cold cell.
Well, I don't know what reasons they have for it, whether or not who's in the right, but they are calling you criminals, and it would seem that you have at least killed someone over there. As much as I would like to protect you, you are guilty of some crime, and this being a international diplomatic incident, you still have to answer for that. Having you go back to the academy wasn't just my wish. It was also so you would be protected against that. Don't go back. I won't force you to go back. But if you don't go back, you will have to face trial.
Question, how long do I have to stay at the academy? I mean, is it like a thing I could come and go to, or...
Well, we're very well on the way on your course, I imagine. Don't know exactly where you left off. You never told me about your studies, but imagine you would have to see with your professor.
Hmm. What if I could work out something like homework, you know what I mean?
Like I said, you'll have to just talk with your professor. I can make some arrangements for you, but there's a limit to what I can do. Since the academy is, after all, under Lady Kansas' protection, care specifically. It would be good if you were re-enrolled before you go accusing her, so that she can deny you entry back into the academy.
Makes sense. I'll re-enroll with the academy then, or get my attendance all fixed up, and I'll see if I can't work with something like study books I can take with me.
Very well. Your professor. Name I have here in my notes. Let me find. Riktikar. I talked to him about having you come back, and he was pretty okay with the idea. I would urge you to go and have a talk with him about coming back as a part-time student. Whatever ideas you have. But that aside, let me take a look at that evidence you have. Let me see if I can work it out some way.
Alright, we'll work something out.
And about his murdered man.
No, yes. Vargrid.
Margaret Newton Tood.
Yeah.
Said you phoned him.
I did. He was pretty dead. But he striked up a good conversation.
Not through you using necromancy, imagine.
No, the necromancy had already been done. He may currently be residing on an extraterrestrial plane. So, yes, we've talked to him.
Right. So he's alive, is what you're saying.
In
Well,
a way.
dead but
Very dead.
alive. Okay, let me be honest with you. We actually have his corpse inside this magic bag that we've got carrying around.
It's
He's
not.
absolutely harmless because he's decided to come with us, but whenever we're outside of the city's wards, we can pull him out and have him tell you exactly what we know.
He also very much has a vendetta for Lady Uxian. Like, you know, the kind that a guy who got killed would have, who's like really mad and was dying repeatedly at the bottom of a hole full of water.
Oh yeah, there were these
Let's
water
not beat around the
elementals.
bush. He's declared he's undead until Uxian dies.
He's not happy.
We'll have a look at that. Well, I have a lot to think about now. On top of all the other work I already had. But so, if you could please hand over the evidence to me, Falkan, I'll look into it. Can do to get some leverage.
Of course, with thanks from House Delmarev and the rogues.
Can do.
Lord Demirev. I'm not a fan of your methods. Nor am I fan of you and my son, friends. I trust that you are at least keeping him safe.
With all my heart and more.
And you have my word as a Kurade that I will keep him safe as well.
Yeah, that did kind of save my life once or twice.
Ooh, nice touch with using the curate.
Just like winks. Yeah.
I'm willing to turn a blind eye to your misdemeanors and your nature, as long as you keep my son safe.
Hardly let them out of my sight, sir.
I was talking to Lord
Getting your nephew back will just be a bonus.
but very well. You're a Kurade with which family?
None currently.
None. Are you a traveling one then?
I say that accurately describes me, yes.
Very well. I would be willing to sponsor you as a protector of the Ku family.
That would be most humbling of you, sir.
Well, can go over the details in tomorrow. I'll leave you be. To look this evidence over, think about what the next course of action is going to be. And also come up with a document of employment for you. Drachdarin, was it?
Yes, that is me.
Very well. Will that be all, Falkan?
Yeah, for tonight, that'll be all.
Very well then. And then your father just sits down back into his desk, starts looking over the documents. Apparently having dismissed you because he doesn't regards you again.
And down we go.
Exit the room.
Sure.
I think your father likes me.
Tolerates.
Don't get too ahead of yourself. He's very grumpy. I can see where you get that from, Falcon.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I said the same thing. Why can't he take after his mother?
His mother is lovely and makes lasagna. I mean, I would prefer that.
I can cook.
Can you? The best thing I've seen you do is incinerate the bread.
I can play instruments. I know how to cook.
Well, aren't you just an all-around homebody?
I went to school.
Yes, some of us went to school to kill people.
I don't.
Some of us went to school to learn. Did you learn how to use your magic to stir spoons to
What kind
make
of
the
schools do
stew?
they teach you in the future?
Ones where you kill people. I grew up with a mercenary company. I'm trying to make an analogy. Come on.
I don't know if that counts as school.
I learned a lot.
What'd you get in algebra?
What the fuck is algebra?
Oh, good
An
God.
ingredient you put in lasagna.
No, it's... Oh, my God.
I just wrap an arm around Kolarys, like, yeah, see, he knows, obviously.
Just
Either
both
way.
hands on side of head, staring at the floor.
Either way about it, that went way better than I think any of us thought it would. Let's have a sleep. Get our strength back. In the morning, we can figure some things out.
Yo, it's like 9. I ain't going to bed till like midnight. What?
Oh, you stay up so late.
I got shit to
Does this
do.
mean we can go drinking?
We
Yeah.
can go drinking.
We can go drinking.
I don't think we should walk outside in the current state of affairs.
Did anyone see you?
No, nobody saw me or him, but
What's-
I very
what's
much
your
recall
hand-
people saw you.
What's your lead maid's name again? What's her name? She's lovely.
What Josita?
Josita.
Josita, can we get some booze?
Oh, we're drinking up here.
Oh, Master Kolarys, it is so late for drinking. Are you having a party?
Yes,
Oh,
in Falkan's room.
are you young, you youngins? What it is to be young again. So full of heart and so full of spirit. In more
I'm not
ways
full
than
of
one,
spirit
if you
yet.
know what I
We
mean.
have it.
I like her a lot.
I could look it up for you, Master, but it will take some time. I hope you don't mind waiting.
We have all night.
Very well. Also, Master Falkan, I have been told by your parents that you would be probably going to the academy later on. Today or
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. I was
I
planning on that in the morning.
I found myself at the liberty of securing a courier. Bring your professor here if you'd. Or you could go over there also. I have also taken the liberty of preparing a carriage.
Oh. Well, it depends. Do you all want to go to the academy? Oh, wait.
We'll see how intense your hangover is in the morning.
How much do you think I drink?
As much as we get you to.
Actually, as much as I hate to say it, I don't
Five
think Jack will
carrots.
be able to go to the academy.
Yeah, especially not in a carriage, but also, like, I probably don't fit in.
Yeah, probably not.
I have other things to attend to tomorrow as well, though. You all could take care of that. I need to go speak with, well, there's a fairly intimidating chap from the little Kool-Aid group who's tremendously interested in me.
Where'd you get that axe, anyways?
Oh, this is my axe. I gave the other guy's axe back to him.
Oh, okay, my mistake. Ignore
They
that I
look
just
similar.
said that.
I do want that axe from the blacksmith, though. I want it very
We're
bad.
keeping Jim.
It's not named Jim, first of all. And second of all, I'm potentially going to be replacing it within 48 hours, so...
Jim Jr.
Oh, my God.
I kind of
Either
like
way.
the way you think, in a disgusting way.
Either way, I need to go talk to them, because they're probably going to interrogate me and get me to spill all my secrets about time travel. So, who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be very interesting.
I don't think
I'm
that's
not going to
good.
tell them that that's what happened. I'm just going
we
to make up
just-
some shit.
Oh,
we
Lord
trust him?
Falkan, you have such interesting friends.
Oh, hi. Sorry. Talking in front of...
Yeah, they're...
We'll go up to his room. Can you just get as much booze as possible? That'd be awesome.
Tell his father.
What? What'd you say? Don't listen to him.
Oh, very well, Master Falkan. I'll bring up the booze. Would you like some snacks too?
Yeah.
Very well then. I'll make I'll bring the booze, as you so eloquently put it, you young boys, and also I'll bring in some tortillas. That's okay.
That is perfectly fine.
Very well then. Excuse me. She bows and leaves to go prepare your boys' night foods and such.
I had no idea that nobles had it so good. I knew you guys had it good, but like people go get food for you. Like that's so next level.
People go get
Wow.
get alcohol
technically,
for us.
I could even summon an invisible servant to go get me alcohol.
That's wicked,
Yeah.
but different, I think, because
Kind of
that's
is.
magic.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if you read a book or two, you can get in a good position.
All right, I just start shoving him back up the stairs. You and me are gonna have a talk about these books.
got
You know what
plenty.
else is magic? Our friendship.
Oh, you are sappy.
I'm also not drunk yet.
Very well. So the three of you go back to Falkan's room. doesn't take long before all manner of alcoholic drinks are brought into the room. More than enough to get you like absolutely plastered. Since tomorrow is quote unquote Sunday, it's Fantasy Sunday. There's not there's not a lot of worry about you guys waking up at noon or anything like
Hell
that.
yeah.
So
Fantasy Sunday.
so Josita is pretty generous with the amount of things she brings for you. You're not entirely sure if it's because tomorrow is Sunday or because she's afraid that Drachdarin will have most of it on his own.
That's definitely gonna happen.
But a lot
Hey.
is brought to your room.
I just thought about something fucked up. So, like, if I turned one of you into a rat and then just force fed you wine and then turned you back to normal, would you be drunk as shit?
Probably not.
I mean, you get drunk as a rat, right?
Right, but
But would
body
you
mass.
still be drunk?
Well, given the way that alcohol works, probably not.
Are you sure?
It's based on ingestion. You've had like 2 sips. How can you already be this swood?
I'm
Like,
not.
what is
It's
happening
just
to
an
you?
idea.
You sound a little bit. Either way, no, and also, secondly, please never turn me into a rat.
Right
I'm
on
feeding
him.
the crow alcohol.
Do it. I want to see this.
Are you giving the Salamel some alcohol?
Oh yeah, of course. Why not? He's a familiar.
Sure, he
You'll be
is.
fine.
He goes to town on the alcohols. He's
He drinks. Do you get drunk?
I mean,
you see the
oh
Salamel
my
do
god, wait, I can.
you see the Salamel do the oddest thing for a crow, which is after he kind of gets several sips of the booze, and you see that he kind of is kind of unable to really keep himself from swaying. You see as he just kind of kicks up his little bird legs up and kind of just sits in the most pathetic but unbird-like way, but that's a Salamel. He just kind of stays there.
Aw.
I use my magic, the find familiar interaction, to put my senses into Zaslamel and just slump.
Okay.
Just catch. Whoa, hey, what?
Man, Falkan, make a Constitution saving throw for me. Why don't you? With disadvantage, even. I'll consider
Why
your
does that
first
roll
one.
twice?
With that
Double
6,
six.
not only do you get absolutely plastered as a Salamel, but let me also just look at how the spell works. This is- Can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what he hears until the start of your next turn. Gaining the benefit of blah 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 blah. During this time you are deaf and blind regarding your innocence. Yeah. So you get the Salamel super plastered, and also as you see things through him, your own mind gets into this haze of sorts because you failed your Constitution saving throw. So you are kinda, I will say that you are sort of stuck inside of him until the Salamel gets better.
Oh no.
Because you see, doing spells is dangerous. Doing spells while drunk is even more dangerous. So you pretty much forget how to untether yourself from the Salamel.
Wait, I can
I
totally.
get a
cast
quill and I start
spells.
writing all over Falcon's face.
I just realized I can totally cast spells through Zaslamel.
You can.
Touch spells, yeah.
Mage hand slap Kolarys as he tries doing it, but it's just this drunk ass bird just sitting on his ass with his legs out.
You see a spectral, a tiny spectral claw just kind of goes up to you, Kolarys, and just kind of slaps you in the face. Kind of very weakly and with no force at all. You just kind of feel like something brushing against your face more so than
Just
anything.
shake my head and that. What the fuck?
I think you're good.
And then finish doing some stuff on his face.
Well, as you have a lovely time drawing all manner of possibly rude things on Falkans' passed out face, head, body, this is what we're gonna call tonight's game of Dragons and Dungeons.
Beautiful.
Dragons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dungeons. This
Dungeons and Dungeons.
game has been brought
God.
as always, this game has been brought to you by this awful... Oh, sorry. That's not what I meant to say. Awesome is what I meant to say, because those are two AW words.
Wildly different meanings, however.
Like I said, I'm a filthy foreigner. I don't know words. I don't know English.
What is English
I
even?
feel that mood.
Right? This game has been brought to you by these awesome players, Drachdarin, Falkan, and Kolarys, who are so great to have with your amazing improv skills, because look at me, I brought nothing, I prepared nothing for the game, and yet these guys have done wonders with my lack of editing. So thank you for being so awesome and it's so entertaining and fun to watch and guide around this nonsense. Other than that, thank all of you viewers, watchers, and lurkers for checking out Dragons of the Dungeons, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did really enjoy this, there's more over at my YouTube channel where you can see like the previous 26 episodes. That's a lot of D&D for you to really get your socks off, especially because the holidays are coming, so you're probably gonna have a lot of free time to do a whole lot of nothing. You might as well do nothing while listening to some adventures with this trio here. And other than that, thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.